What's up, and welcome back to the Section 10 podcast, episode 477, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It is the home of your 33 third place Boston Red Sox. My name is Jared Carrabis, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Coley Mick, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Tyler Milliken, and he killed his dog Bullet, and you can't teach that. Bada boom. Realest guys in the room. Steve, how you doing?
Ooh, what up, Section 10 in the building?
In the motherfucking building. Presented by Blue Moon.
Suck one.
Produced by Jake Yazzie.
Fuck yeah.
And the Red Sox just won the game. I fucking said 33-33. They didn't even win the game yet. They just fucking went final the second that I said Jake's name. You just got a Gold Bottles tweet live on Section 10 for your 33-33 500 Boston Red Sox. They can't stop getting there. They can't stop going. It's like they're addicted to boobies, and they keep going to strip clubs. You can't keep them out of the strip club. You can't keep the Red Sox away from 500. They go below by one game, they win a game. They go up by one game, they lose a game. The Boston Red Sox are 500 again after a 6-4 extra inning victory over the 2005 World Series champion Chicago White Sox, in their house, by the way, in their house. Big series.
Place was packed.
They split the, oh my God, it was deafening. They were chanting, "Let's go White Sox." It was the whole time. People wouldn't sit down the whole game. 6-4 win to split the a huge split. A huge Benny's Banana split against the White Sox today. All right, see you, Steve.
Steve just quit. He's just done.
Yeah. Change it, Steve. Put it up. Put it up.
No
Put
faith.
it up, Steve.
No
Put
faith.
it up, kid. Take them down. Put them up. The Benny's Banana split off center canvas that shows the Benny's Banana split. There it is.
It's
there
worse.
it is. Totally off center. Doesn't look particularly strong, but it's there. It's the Benny's Banana split right over Steve's shoulder. If you can see it, you'll love it.
There we go.
Yep. That's what the Red Sox on base celebration is they're like, we love boobs, because it's basically them saying they can't stop getting to 500. They're a 500 team. Once again, all is right in the world. They won on Sunday. Again, what's that, 10-1, Tyler?
10-1.
10-1 on Sunday. That pisses me off.
Should be 11-0
one game.
because they blew what, the 3-run lead that last Sunday. It should be 11-0.
Yeah.
The game
I
went
to.
Yep.
Yeah, Coley. Damn
Yeah,
it.
Coley ruined it. Yeah, that was the tie in the 8th in the Ocean. It was Coley at Fenway. It was Tyler being super late for Tyler. That's probably what threw off the vibes. Tyler was super late.
I was the second person there.
Super late.
Steve barely made it. He saw like the last three pitches.
No, Tyler. Steve has a medical marijuana card.
Right.
Yeah.
I was about to actually be nice to Tyler, and I'm like, bro, no, that one's correct. Yeah, that's right. We'll go with that.
He has the
I
medical
can't make fun of a
marijuana
medical
card.
condition. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you.
He has a condition. Section10merch.com. We've got more merch on the way. Just saw the first batch over the weekend of the new Baseball is Dead merch, which looks awesome. We're tinkering with that a little bit, but that next batch of Section 10 merch is on the way. Again, all sizes are in. Extra small we added, 2X, 3X we added. We restocked the large and the mediums is sold out. So the XLs, those are all in the store, section10merch.com. And we'll probably, I know we made you wait 2.5 years for the first batch, but we're not going to make you wait that long for the second batch. So section10merch.com to get your Section 10 merch. We have to lead off with the bananas. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I mean, listen.
I'm so happy
let's be
you just
real.
did that. I didn't know if you were going to do it. I'm pumped you did.
Yeah, got to lead off with the Savannah Bananas. Shout out to Jesse Cole. Sent him a text this morning. I didn't want to blow him up last night. But the Bananas last year, me, Mike Emond, who shoots our stuff now for the vlogs on the YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
HBD.
Mike Emond, yesterday. I've explained this before, but he's the one that shot my Coley.
Did you text Mike happy birthday, Steve?
I was with him. Tyler.
Coley, I will put this out there because everyone else. Oh, Jared, I don't even think you were there for this. Sorry, Steve, I'm throwing you under the bus here. Jake heard this. When Steve showed up, he goes, happy birthday, Mike. He goes, not happy birthday to you, Tyler. Just doubling down on the not happy birthday. How'd it go? Explain it.
No, Jake was there. I was like, happy birthday, Mike. And you go, whoa, you didn't say happy birthday to me.
No.
Jake,
there was a
how
phrase.
it went down? And
Jake,
I was like,
there was a phrase
happy
he
birthday,
said.
belated, Tyler. I actually
Jake,
said happy birthday to you.
I'm going to need you here, Jake.
Remember what I did for you yesterday, by the way.
Oh, now he's setting
you up.
We're bonded, Jake.
Tell the truth.
Tyler, you can't campaign for like the story to be how you said it. Jake will tell me exactly how it went down, and we will suspend people as needed.
Yeah. No,
Jake,
Steve
what
walked
happened?
up to Mike. He walked up to Mike. He said, happy birthday, Mike. And then Tyler freaked out.
Yeah,
What? Are you kidding me? That is not what happened.
That is what happened.
You know what,
You
Tyler?
said some stupid fucking
Tyler.
phrase. It was like,
Whoa,
not happy birthday, unhappy birthday.
do
I don't give a fuck.
Do not talk to Jake like that. First of
He's
all,
doing
don't
the
talk to
thing
Jake
again.
like that, one.
Ugh.
And number two, his birthday was in like December. Like, you can't be complaining about your
decades ago.
birthday and wishes in June when your birthday was months ago, dude.
The
like,
crazy thing
that's
for
amateur.
Tyler bringing this up is wild because I didn't say anything negative to him. I actually said, Tyler, you know what? Belated happy birthday to you. I said a good thing to him. And
Yeah,
now
he
he's
said a
doing
good-
that.
yeah.
You fucking did that.
Tyler-
He's doing his flip out.
Tyler just introduced the story and got himself suspended for it.
The campaign to Jake was funny though. Like, hey, remember how good I was to you before you answer this.
Right. Go ahead, Tyler. What are you gonna say?
Why would I bring a story if I wasn't prepared for it to land in my
Because
direction? You
you're
think
not-
I would set myself
you're
up
not-
to fail?
That's a
You're
very
not-
Tyler thing to do. To set yourself up for
exactly.
failure like that.
Yeah,
You're just not
you're kind
fit
of
for
a
this
bozo. So
society. Yeah.
Don't use
You
the B word like that on me, please.
Yeah, there's
That is
just
pretty early
something
for the
that's
B word.
just, you know. What was that? What was that song by NSYNC? And he's like, God must have spent a little more time on you. He
I'm a
went
One
fast
Direction
with
guy.
you. He went fast with you.
I did want to say, and I don't think this is jumping ahead because we're talking bananas. I had a pleasant time with Tyler yesterday. I think that might have been our best day together.
That's a nice thing to say. That's a nice thing to
Me
say.
and Steve were
I-
having fun. We were boys.
Yeah, we had a
Yeah, I
great
appreciate
time.
The
you
hate
saying
isn't
that.
real.
Yeah, it never really
Yeah, I
was,
appreciate
but
you saying
yesterday was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun together.
We had a lot of fun together yesterday.
Yep.
Showed up around 3:30.
Dude, we are so good right now.
Tyler, dude, I mean, what do you have to say? I mean, I'm fucking trying to set the. You know what?
Wait.
This better
I'm
be
gonna
good.
say something good.
This better be good. What?
I was just gonna say I was impressed by how professional Steve was. He really, with the interviews and some of this different stuff.
This
he brought
feels
an
like
approach.
pandering. This feels
not
like pandering.
It's not
This feels
pandering.
like pandering.
And, while I'm here, Jared, I just wanted to say, I thought your entire outfit yesterday was clean as hell. I thought you
wore
were
all
kind of
black,
rocking the
dude.
fit on the field.
Coley,
yeah, it just
Coley,
really
Coley,
it hit
Coley.
the mood.
Holy-
Yeah, I mean, the professional comment to Steve makes it sound like he's not always
Yeah,
professional.
that's kind of a
which he-
jab, maybe.
Right.
He's a
Yeah.
consummate professional. I also
Yeah.
like how Tyler, I wasn't there, hand up, wasn't there. But when the first pictures got posted, I was like, Catillo's there. And no, it was Tyler.
Oh my God, you're crazy.
Wow.
Suspend Coley for that. That's a
For
that's
what?
a low
I
blow.
love
For what?
Catillo.
For what?
Hey, that's what we're doing. We're gonna shame me.
What shame.
No one wants to be compared to Catillo. Let's be real. I'm
Tyler,
not trying to be mean.
That's
You looked
fair,
thin
that's
as hell
fair.
yesterday. You looked thin as
Yeah,
hell.
you look thin.
It wasn't
Thank
a weight thing. It was the polo with like the shorts. That was the look.
Actually, yeah, the outfit was maybe a little similar. That's fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't a weight thing. It was
Yeah.
strict outfit. Like you look like a reporter. Like you look like you're on the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I'm a
looked
little
awesome.
jumpy today. I'm
You're
sorry.
on the Bananas beat.
You looked awesome, dude.
Yeah, you look great.
Like if I was gonna go higher or lower on your weight, I would say lower on.
Oh boy.
I would say lower on 235.
You're being too nice. Now you're pandering. That's pandering
What?
right there.
What?
That's fucking pandering.
What?
Let's do a
What?
real
You know
polling
he's not
score.
234.
Thank you.
No,
Thank
all due
you.
respect, but we
It's
know
okay.
we know where he started. We've had updates recently. He didn't lose 50 pounds in the last week. No,
Well, hold
like,
on, Coley. Hold on. Listen, hey, I don't know the exact weight he started at. He gave us the update that he lost 30 pounds, like, what, 2.5 months ago? So I'm
he's giving us real numbers.
Yeah, I've given you.
All right, what
right
are you
now-
at? What are you at?
And the actual number?
Yeah.
So I'm at 272.
I was going to say
I'm
under
looking-
275.
Hey, no one wears 272 better than you.
Yep. Thank you.
True.
That means a lot.
Yeah. I don't think anyone, I never would have guessed that. If you would have said, be honest, what do I weigh? I'd be like, I don't know, 250, 245.
We're getting there. We're
Yeah,
back
because you're
on the
also
slope
like a
of
little
losing weight.
midget bitch. Like a lot of people pointed out that
I am not. Dude, this
a lot of
bothered
people
me.
pointed out that you're shorter than me. So I don't know.
I'm wide stanced.
I'm 5'11", 185, and so for you to be like almost 100 pounds more is kind of crazy. For
All
being,
right,
like,
now
5'6".
you're just taking really
Flat
mean
from-
shots.
No,
You
I'm
are not
I'm
5'11".
I'm taller than you in all the
Nope,
pictures.
we're 5'10". Jake's also 5'10". Am I not wrong here? Jake?
Yeah, I feel like we're all the same height.
Yes. Jared, you stand with your feet
But
so
none of
fucking
you guys.
close to
Here's
look
the thing that
taller.
matters. All right,
Oh
guys.
my God,
None of you
oh
guys
my
are
God,
short.
oh
That's
my
what
God.
matters.
Oh my God.
So it's-
oh my God.
it can-
I'm looking
I was
at the
wide
I'm looking at
stance.
the
Look at
picture of
how
us
far
standing-
my legs are.
Look at
Look
dude,
at how far they are.
Look at dude. Look at this is on my Instagram right now. This is me and T-Dog standing next to each other right here.
Super.
I look taller than you in that picture.
Angles can be
No,
tough.
you
Though.
don't. No, hold on. This is I need to get a better picture.
You guys
here.
are
This
definitely
is-
similar heights.
Nah. I mean, you tell me who's taller.
Look at the stance. Move your fucking finger, Jared. Move it.
I can't, or else I'll lose the zoom.
Oh
You-
my God.
Your stance
Tell me
isn't
who's
that
tall.
wide.
Look at
Yeah, your
Jared's feet.
stance
They're
isn't
basically
that
on
wide.
top of each other.
You're acting
Oh.
like you're in like a 3-point stance, like ready to block.
Yeah, he's acting
Miles
like he's
Garrett
doing a
coming off
Benny's
the
banana
edge.
I
split.
have wide hips. I'm
That's not a
stanced
wide
up.
stance at all. That's not a wide stance at all. And you are demonstrably smaller than me. So that's neither here nor there. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the Savannah Bananas. Shout out to Jesse Cole. Shout out to all the players on both sides of Party Animals. Zach for hooking it up with the tickets. Appreciate you. Getting to talk to everyone before the game was cool. Like I said, I went to the Bananas last summer in Brockton. Shout out to Brockton, T-Dog, right?
The 508,
Brockton.
baby.
Yeah, represent the 508. Yeah. And it was talked about then. It was like a hush hush, like, here's what we're trying to do. Like, we really would love to, do something at Fenway. And in my mind, I'm thinking, like, yeah, that's like a good goal for, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years, something like that. It happened less than a year later. So super, super, super impressive. He is a Massachusetts guy. He is a Steve South Shore guy.
Yep.
Shout out to Situate,
South
not
Shore
Hingham.
stand up.
Shout out to Situate, South Shore guy. And for him to have, I don't know how much you guys know about his story, but him and his wife, Emily, they basically, like, I'm not getting this 100% right, but it's the gist of it. They like sold their fucking house to fund the start of all of this and like what it's become. Which basically it's taken less than 5 years. Like it happened around like COVID where this all kind of started. And for them to see what it's become and already selling out, like this wasn't the first big league ballpark. They did Houston. They sold out Houston and then came to Fenway, banged it out. And I knew going into it, I was like, take a look around and cherish this because you're probably not going to see a packed, no seats available, energized Fenway Park for a long time. So just take it all in. And Steve, if it wasn't for you, I never would have known that John Henry was there. And I am fucking glad that he would. That was crazy to see him in the owner's box, like watching all this happening. And I know people were making their jokes. Like he's probably like, why is the guy in the stilts in the boat? But like, I wanted him to, in real life, no jokes, see what was out there, see that there are people dying to come to Fenway and get excited, but compare and contrast that to the fucking crowds that you've seen this year. It's all like visiting fans. Like I was talking to like the vendors and like all the bartenders being like, how, because I haven't been there since the first homestand. I'm like, how's it been? Like, it's still been like, because I'm thinking it's going to be a barren wasteland and no one's going. but like it's still been pretty good because all the out of town fans are here and they're like, they're coming to Fenway and they're spending money. So like we haven't really been impacted that much. But that's not what you want Fenway to be. That's not what the Fenway experience is supposed to be. Just walking in there, seeing the other team's fans. But to be at Fenway, not a single seat available in the house. Energy from start to finish. It reminded me of Game 6 of the World Series in 2013. Like, I know it can't be that all the time. I'm not saying I need energy from first pitch until the final out, and I need every seat to be filled, and I need it to be packed until the end of the game. Like, that's an unrealistic expectation in any ballpark. But it just reminded me of when Red Sox fans gave a fuck. They don't. You're like, how many times I was like tweeting about the Bananas and like today's game in particular when they were losing. And I was just like, man, I need to emotionally detach myself from the Red Sox because it's going to drive me fucking nuts, especially coming off the Bananas experience where there's so much positivity and everyone's happy and smiling. You go to Fenway now, like with a field pass, the players are just like, oh man, another fucking day. Like the Bananas, they're like, hey, good to see you. We're so excited for this. Like it's just such a crazy like compare and contrast with what's going on. So I hope John Henry saw that. I don't think it's going to register. I don't think he's going to care. We'll talk about the John Henry quotes because for whatever I guess it's because I don't blog anymore. People are like, you're fucking staying silent. Like you're not talking about this shit. It's like, I don't blog anymore. Like if we're going to talk about it, we're going to talk about it on the podcast. I'm not going to tweet something out. There's not enough characters to really convey the message that we're trying to send here with, the quotes that John Henry had about the state of the team and all that. So we will get into that, but that's not a get away from the Bananas experience. One last thing, I'll shut up. It was an emotional moment when the lights went out and everyone had their phones up, and I was emotional for Jesse because like I have been like invested in the Bananas story for a few years now, and like I've seen the come up, and I follow on social media. I'll watch the games on YouTube. So I know, like, especially being a Massachusetts guy, what last night meant for him. But just like lights are out, everyone's got their phones up, and that had to have been a very, very emotional moment for him. So it was just really fucking cool to be there and to be a part of it.
That was a goosebumps moment. And a lot of the stuff that I love about the Bananas is that you don't know what's coming. And yes, they obviously plan a lot of this and have it all orchestrated, but they hit you with a lot of stuff quickly where it's just like, oh, Johnny Gomes is Mitch Moreland's here, and then Papelbon's coming in. Obviously, they have the guy on stilts. Jackson Olsen, I think, is the face of all this. He knows he's the dude, and he wears it well. He's got the look. He knows how to do. They center some stuff around him. The thing I was most impressed by is there's a difference between a sellout crowd and a crowd that is almost unlike anything you've ever seen before. Like, there have been sellout crowds at Fenway that they just say is a sellout, but it's not actually a sellout. By the start of that event, every seat was filled at Fenway, and it was nonstop entertainment the entire time, to the point it's almost maybe like a little too like it's like you're on drugs the whole time. I'm like, this is crazy. What's going on right now? Because everything's just happening so fast. But credit to the Bananas. It reminds me of like a Pixar movie where it's entertaining for everybody. Like, you bring your kids, they have a blast. The parents have a blast. There's a comedic factor to it. These guys are also still really talented too. You're making catches, doing backflips.
It's good baseball.
It's really good.
Seriously,
So like
you take it for granted.
Yeah, I'm like, how the hell did he just catch that? And then they're just like singing a Taylor Swift. I'm like, the transition, the talent it takes to be able to do that is really impressive. I wanted to say real quick on the John Henry thing. Eamon and I had gone down to the camera well area, and one of the camera guys had pointed up and said, "Can you believe John Henry's here?" And I was like, just thinking he was joking. I was like, John Henry's actually here, and he's up there eating like a peanut butter and jelly. That owner's suite, by the way, the way he sits there, he just has such a coldness to him. It's this like evil layer where he can't be touched. It's this silent, like boxed off suite, and anytime you see him now, it's like, this guy, like this guy just can only be seen here, but you need to keep your distance from the evil layer that he's up in, looking down at the Savannah Bananas. It was like, you just can't write it after the quotes he had this weekend.
Well, in the parallel, like, not to jump ahead, but of what was going on during that Red Sox game, hands up, where you're having a meltdown of a guy you gave a massive extension to. I think arguably, a rock bottom moment for them. Bello Core coming for him after the game and how that all played out. And it was a really bad scene. And you have this whole opposite spectrum. But I thought for me and Jake, we had a really rare kind of view of it because we were up in the press box. So like we're looking down at all of it, right? And you're kind of seeing the entire ballpark going nuts. I don't know, man. It was one of the more kind of crazy. And, I'm not at Fenway as much as Steve or Jared or whatever it may be. But that kind of energy overall, it was hard not to be completely wrapped in. And we were walking around and it's like, just like the kids, like how much fun they were having. It's not like the Harlem Globetrotters where it's like, oh, you know how this is all going to play out. Like we're getting the walk-offs. The kids are screaming at these guys like they are real players. The way we sat there as kids and we'd be like, hey, like wave at us, wave at us. They're getting that exact same reaction. And that just speaks to how powerful. I didn't think the merch would go that nuts.
It's crazy.
Every kid there has a jersey on. Like these people that follow this club, and you hear the stories, they travel 12 hours, 13 hours or whatever. That impact is legit. And getting there at 3:00, the streets were packed already. Everybody was out there. They were getting hyped. They were doing their whole thing. And I don't know. It was definitely like one of the more magical baseball experiences I've seen.
Didn't it remind you guys of what it felt like to be a kid? Like the entire event, I'm like, I'm just like 10 years old again. Like this is the coolest thing ever. And you're not just entertained, but like they keep you on your toes because it's something new every like 15 seconds. Like you think of
like
baseball,
Family Guy.
it's crazy. Like the constant stuff they have. I'm just impressed with how much stuff that they have to remember. It's essentially like it's a play, like on a baseball field, but you're constantly zigging and zagging and you just don't know what's going to come next. People prepped us and Jared.
Shout out to Zig, by the way. That's actually a player on the Bananas.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. Jared, you had mentioned this.
He's the one that has the bat bounce on his nose and he comes up with the bat on fire. His name's Zig.
You had mentioned this last episode of like be ready. Like this is going to be unlike anything you've ever seen. It still surpassed that. Like it was unlike anything I've ever seen, but now it's in some other stratosphere of not just a sports thing I've never seen. It's like a human thing I've never seen before.
And Vincent, the dancing umpire, I'm sorry, he is one of the most electric human beings I think I've ever seen. We saw him dancing around us before the game. Bro, during the game, I don't know how he does that for two full hours. He is throwing ass like I've never seen a man throw ass like that in my entire life. Like, dog, I was sitting there, I was enjoying it. Hand up, I enjoyed him throwing ass.
When's the last time you saw a man throw ass like that? Just to compare.
Never.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never. I've never seen the girth, all of it. It was overwhelming.
Yeah, he's a thick boy. Shout out to Split, the Savannah Bananas mascot, who was just ripping Section 10 references the whole time. Like he sat on the field and had like we gotta build them. He had a dry erase board and was like writing like Section 10 stuff on it. It was awesome. Just like the funny visual of him just like sitting out in center field during the game, like he was sitting down on the grass like while the game was going on. Bill Lee, 77 years old, out there. I thought he was just gonna get one batter. He was like, "Fuck you, I'm throwing a complete inning," and he did it.
Yep.
Pap came out, was awesome. Tyler, how must that have been to see 2007 World Series champion Jonathan Papelbon come out there to shipping up to Boston? They played the whole thing, and he's still slinging it up there with the velo. Johnny Gomes comes out there, as we mentioned. Mitch Moreland comes out there, gets a knock. I mean, Jesus Christ, it was a great time. And so my buddy, who was a Yankee fan, texted me this morning, and he's like, I just don't know what to make of it. He's like, I love baseball, but like, is it like the Globetrotters? And I was like, no, and don't say that around them. They will not like that because the Globetrotters is predetermined. The Savannah Bananas lost last night. The Party Animals won. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure like their competition, like the Animals actually might have a better record this year.
I believe
They just added a third team. What is it, like the Firefighters or something?
I think it is the Firefighters.
It's one of the, yeah. But I was explaining to him the rules, and like, put it this way. I'm not going to sit here and say MLB has to learn from this and like no, it's two separate things. Like they can live completely separate. But some of the things that are cool when you go see Banana Ball is, and I've explained this the last time that I did it. If a fan catches a ball in the stands, it's an out. And one of the coolest things, and I know that Major League Baseball will never adopt this, but it's very cool. If you walk a batter, the ball is live. So the batter can now sprint around the bases for as long as it takes for every player on the field to touch the baseball. So it's like, all right, ball 4, the batter starts taking off. They usually get into second, but if someone throws it away, whatever, you can go to third, whatever. But the outfielders will run into second base. Everyone will converge at second base. and make sure that everyone touches the ball. But sometimes there's a close play at second base on a walk for a guy trying to get that extra bag. That's very cool. There's no bunting allowed, which, Steve from Weymouth, probably not a big fan of that rule, but no bunting is allowed. And it's kind of like, if everyone gets confused about like the point system, like you have to win every inning. So, I mean, put it this way, like they're not throwing sweepers. There's not a ton of strikeouts in the game. Like it's designed to put the ball in play. So the first inning, the Bananas scored 3 runs. The Animals score 1 run. The Bananas won the inning. It's 1-0. Sometimes they tie, so that counts as nothing. So then by the 9th inning, every run, I believe, counts as a run. So like if it's 4-1 in the 9th and the Bananas are coming up in the bottom of the 9th and it's 4-1, now every run that they score actually counts as a run. So like you can't have a walk-off there, and you can have a walk-off every inning. So that's why it's cool. It's a great system. I'm not saying MLB has to adopt it, but that's why you're locked in from first pitch and no one leaves. Nobody leaves. Like the
2-hour thing's a smart
stadium.
idea. I like the 2-hour thing. So you know
limit.
how long it's going to go. That's great for parents too. Great call.
Yep. So, I mean, the Bananas have it figured out. I mean, it's really special if you ever get a chance to go see them. Obviously, it's much cooler at Fenway Park, but if you get to go see them anywhere, very, very, very special night for you and the family.
Tyler?
Yeah, and I heard Jesse talking on one of the podcasts. It sounds like they're hoping to do more teams and kind of make it like a league. And I'm not going to say what podcast it was. I'm not going to do that because I'm a good guy. Hey,
did you
check
get
out
the
Section
chills,
10.
by the way, when we were out in left field? We were down by the Green Monster, and you got to be up close to the 310 sign.
Tyler's eyes
did a little
lit up.
Yeah.
They lit up when he saw
Steve
that.
actually asked if I wanted a picture next to it. I thought about it for a second, but I didn't want to get suspended. But I was kind of going back there, and I kept going back like someone hit a fly ball because I wanted to feel what the monster felt like so I could relate in those situations. I was a kid in a candy store. It was one of the coolest moments of my life being out there.
Tyler, why don't you talk about it? Because I didn't realize this was Tyler's first time on the field. He got to go in the dugout, Josh Winkowski's dugout. He's in there. He got to walk up the left field line. He's in front of the Green Monster. He's in front of the World Series trophies. Like, what was that like for you, T-Dog? Because I said to you, I was like, my first time in the dugout was 2008. So I would have been 19. And my first time like walking up the line and being in front of the Monster was 09-ish. So like I'm a young buck doing all this. It's still cool every time I get to do it. It's not lost on me how cool it is. But like I remember that first time, like holy shit feeling. Like how was it for you?
I was so nervous. I came in and my Uber dropped me off on the wrong side of the ballpark, so I had to walk all the way around to come out on the side, where Tasty Burger used to be. Got my media credential. Jake was in front of me, and then I got lost right when I got in there. I was like,
was that the first time you've ever been credentialed, like as a media member?
Yes, and actually been at the event. So I was out there trying to figure it out. Clap, Coley, clap, please. Thank you. Jake, I appreciate it. But I got lost. So once I got lost, I had to wait for Jake to come because I knew he was close to me, and he kind of guided me where I needed to go. But being on the field at first, it was like a dream. That's the only way I could like describe it. It was like something you envision in your head, but it didn't feel like real life. So I don't know. It felt kind of life-changing. It opened my eyes kind of to all this stuff and how different it can be, especially being out there with you guys. Made me more sad about not being at Portland, but I think I realized in that moment the impact of the Section 10 stuff, all of it, what we can do when we're at the ballpark and how crazy that shit is. And it wasn't even an actual Red Sox game. And the people coming up to me, I got noticed more than I have ever between, the time I got to the Sports Hub or doing the podcast together. Just people saying, hey, Tyler, or whatever, walking around. Weird experience.
It is.
I'm glad you got that.
Those early ones are definitely interesting. That earlier Section 10 days, that was definitely something. And now with the merch, I mean, that you're going to notice it just changes. I mean, you're well aware anyway, but the fact that the merch is already being delivered, shout out to Underdog. Oh my God.
Insane.
Like 2 days shipping. We're basically like Amazon.
It's like same day shipping.
Yeah. I thought people were like trolling us. Jared and I were like, is someone making like a knockoff version of the hoodie and just saying they already got it? But Tyler, to the point of the coolness of being on the field, like I think we're a good middle ground where we can just still say it's cool. Like all the media people have to be all like, oh, this is my job, da-di-da-di-da. And then there's always the people I hate that are like, OMG, this is my job. I can't believe this is my job. Like, shut up. still get the same feeling every time I'm near the green monster. I'm like, this is the coolest friggin' thing ever. Like, there's no time I'm going to be standing on the warning track looking up at the monster. For any scenario that you're out there, it's normally an event like this, that it's not just like the coolest sports like structure like of all time. And it hits me that that's just sitting there in the middle of Boston like year round.
All the time.
It's so like outside of the
Never
games,
goes
it's
anywhere.
like that's right there. Like it's not
100
moving.
plus years.
100 plus years that's been sitting right there, and I still think it is the coolest thing ever every time I see it. One thing I wanted to say, Jared, about the Bananas, that I'm always trying to think of something like this and how it can continue to stay relevant, and almost saying that in a negative, not a negative way, but more just like a, hey, how are you going to stay on top? I have zero doubts that they'll be able to stay on top. This is like the most creative group of people ever. And in talking to one of the Bananas on the field, he was saying, it was one of the dudes that used to be a broadcaster for the Hyannis Mets. He was saying, or I guess the Harbor Hawks, sorry. He was saying that, you know, every night they go out, like it's this big family thing. And I believe that. And you see it with these guys. They're super close. And I'm telling them, you're living a live documentary. That's basically what it is. Like, what's going on with them right now is like real-time nostalgia. Like it's just hard to compare to anything else. I think we've done a good job of explaining it here, but if you haven't been, like Jared said, you just have to go. Like it's one of the coolest baseball things I've ever seen.
And it's different. Like, that's the crazy part. They're always adding new shit. It's not one act where they're like, hey, man, we're going to go around and you're going to see it. They said they added over 20 things last night, like throughout the game that they had never done before. I don't know if it was extra for Fenway. I heard 10 to 12 for some of the other ones, but to have to constantly remember all that shit, like that's where it gets even wilder. It's not one routine and 2 hours of stuff. It's new shit every single time they take the field.
Yeah. And the trick plays, they count them. So like, it's not like you don't get like an extra out for doing a trick play. It's just cool. Like it was probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was watching on YouTube and they broke the record for most trick plays in a game, which was like 20, I believe, between the two teams. And you'll see dudes, like Steve said, like do a backflip and catch the ball in the air at the same time. You'll see guys like infielders will field it. Yeah, they'll bounce the ball and then throw it between their legs. Yeah, the first baseman Zig will do it. He can like as a first. It's very dangerous. You just get hit in the penis, but he'll like catch the ball between his legs for an out. So like you can get two trick plays on the same play. It's very cool, and it's just I don't know. It's not like you kind of have the thought of like watching the Red Sox being like, how the fuck are they making plays like this? And you guys can't even do it regularly.
David Hamilton.
Poor David Hamilton.
On that, and we're going to give David Hamilton some love in a minute, but David Hamilton trying to, like, if he played in the game, him just fielding a routine ground ball should immediately end the game. Like,
It's a
you
trick
win.
play. Yeah.
But I can't sit here, and me and Jared talked about this yesterday. I know I wasn't there. I do love the Bananas. I think it's very cool. I wish I could have gone.
Yeah, this wasn't a protest or anything.
Yeah, I'm sorry for having sex.
Congratulations.
They should absolutely not be like so anti Harlem Globetrotters. Like, it's so disrespectful for a team that's been around, would you say, 4 years?
Well,
To be like, we're not the Globetrotters beat the NBA champions in back-to-back years. You understand? Like, those games were not rigged.
I think it's just that like they don't want people to think that the outcome is predetermined, and they want people to know that the competition is real.
You can't fake those catches. You know, the ball's not on a string. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to go regardless. I don't think people are going for the ball game. You know what I mean? People aren't going there. Like Steve said, Tyler kind of insulted how good they were when he was saying it earlier, which was peculiar, but like they are genuinely good baseball players. So I don't think that really is I don't think anyone's watching that like, oh man, this team could go beat the Mets. Like no one's.
Well, John Henry was. John Henry was scouting for the big league roster. But
I think John Henry was sitting there like, man, how do you get a team this good? Like, who is that fucking Heim guy? What was he even looking at out there?
John Henry was thinking that like those were the Red Sox with the city connects on. He was like, man, we are putting on a show tonight.
Yeah, and then they lost. So he was like,
why are Red Sox fans complaining? Look at how entertaining my Boston Red Sox
People
are.
ripping my lines.
Like,
the place is sold out. The place is going nuts for my team.
Yeah. Place is going nuts. It's Saturday. We got the City Connects on as we
Dude's
always
just
do.
tripping balls, seeing Papelbon and Johnny
Yeah.
Gomes on the same team.
For some
He's like,
reason,
"Yeah, everyone's back.
I don't know why both teams were in City Connects, but whatever. I'm sure I missed an email or something. This is crazy.
98 years for the Globetrotters. When they hit 10, maybe they can start talking to
98
like
years?
the team that started this. Because no matter what they say, they are the Globetrotters of baseball. And I mean that very respectfully to the Globetrotters. Like the Bananas being like, no, that's not us. Fuck off, dude.
I do think it's a
Jesus.
compliment to the Bananas that you would
It
even
is,
be
but they-
point. No, I know.
Yesterday
I know.
when I compared them to that, Jared was like, don't ever say that around them. They'll fucking kill you. And it's like, what? They're wrong for having that opinion. It's a fucking
It's
stupid
not
opinion.
that serious.
It's a
not
stupid
that
opinion to
serious.
I think at its core, it's like we want to be our own thing. I think everyone wants to be their own
No,
thing. So
It's literally just to say that if you've never experienced the Bananas before, don't come thinking that the Bananas just win every game.
But that's not why
what it
people
is.
go to the Globetrotters games.
it's for
No,
the.
but
They're not
like
like
everyone's-
everyone's team fucking won.
that-
That's not why they go.
No. If you go to a Globetrotters game, everyone's wearing Globetrotters shit. If you go to a Bananas game, there's plenty of people wearing party animal shit.
I don't know if they sell general stuff, but I did look into them a little after our conversation. The Globetrotters have lost to the Generals specifically somewhere between 1 and 4 times. People got so upset. You want to call this generation the participation trophy generation. People got so upset when they lost. There was like pandemonium in the streets. Like they were lighting shit on fire. So those fucking boomers who couldn't handle the Globetrotters losing a tight one, fuck off to them too.
It's got a point.
Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats, strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. Make entries of all baseball or mix and match across your other favorite sports. You can win up to 100 times your money, and it's a ton of fun. Underdog is available in 30 plus states, including California, Texas, and our favorite state, Canada. Shipping, by the way, section10merch.com. We are now shipping to Canada,
Our
by the way.
favorite
Yeah, we
state.
are.
Our
Toronto.
favorite state, Canada. They also just launched Champions, their player versus player format in Florida. Make sure that you sign up with the promo code Jared, that is Jared, to get up to $250 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog, that is Underdog Fantasy, promo code Jared. Celtics are tonight, Jake. How do we feel about the C's?
Should be a sweep. I saw Coley's tweet earlier. The Underdog promo is Kyrie Irving to go higher than 0.5 points. I think Coley's got the lower there. I tend to agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Toss up.
It's a good pick. But yeah, you know, I said the same thing about the Red Sox Hall of Fame when Trot came back and Pedroia came back and Pap. You know, you're just sitting there listening to him talk in the booth and they're showing their highlights, and it just makes you remember how much you love baseball and the Red Sox. And then you tune in to watch the real Red Sox. I mean, this lineup today was it was a lineup. It was a lineup for sure. Let me pull it up here.
It is the
because
worst one of the year.
Unequivocally the worst lineup of the year, and I knew that they were going to win. It was just, you know, they are a game under 500. They need to win this game to get a Benny's Banana split, and this is the worst lineup
And it
that
was
they've
Sunday.
put out. And it was Sunday. Yeah, the stars aligned. Jaron Duran, Edmanuel Valdez, Rob Refsnyder hitting third for your Boston Red Sox. Dom Smith is your cleanup hitter today. Connor Wong protecting him just in case they pitch around him. David Hamilton rounding out that second third of the lineup. You got
Bobby Dahlbeck. Bobby Dahlbeck.
hitting seventh, coming off a game where he just smoked a fucking 680-foot bomb. You got Reese McGuire hitting eighth, and Sadan, don't call me a 212 hitter, Rafaela, with Zach Kelly on the mound, throwing 96-mile-an-hour heaters. Yeah, this was a punt lineup if I've ever seen one. This was like, you know, back when the Red Sox were good, this was the lineup that they would put out there after like clinching.
Yeah. This is
They'd
the
be like,
hangover
like, all-
lineup when everyone
the
just
burn
drinks
hands
too much.
everyone's
starting.
fucking everyone's hungover from celebrating that division title last night. So here's who's going to play today. No, this is the Red Sox trying to not lose 3 out of 4 to the Chicago White Sox, who may go down as one of the worst teams in Major League history. And that's not even an exaggeration. This White Sox team will probably be remembered as one of the worst teams to ever play the game. And the Red Sox were fighting for their lives today to not lose 3 out of 4.
This was like that Celtics game against the Pistons this year when the, historic losing streak was going on. I think they were down like 20 at the half, and everyone's like, they're not actually going to lose to the Pistons. And you just find a way to win. Like they have really no business winning this game, the Red Sox, but the White Sox are just that bad that it's like, all right, we'll move a guy over. Hamilton's going to steal third. And I guess Reese does a sac fly, and then you score a couple in the top of the 10th. So that's how bad the White Sox are. But if anything, it's depressing that you lost 2 other games in the series.
They have a below 500 record when they have the White Sox, when they have a lead after the 6th inning.
That's crazy. And is this the first one the Red Sox have won when trailing after 7? This might be it.
I thought they had won.
When?
I just assumed they've played a lot of baseball games, Jerry.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think this is one where like OB wouldn't even say like this is the first, because against the White Sox. Like I don't even want to say that they like broke that streak, because against real baseball teams, they still have not won when trailing after 7.
I can't. Yeah. If we beat a fake baseball team with a fake baseball team, I think that counts.
No, it does. It does. I think it's more just the sour taste coming after the last 2 games. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. And it hurts more, and Steve's going to roll his eyes. That's fine. It hurts more when you score 3 total runs over 2 games. Crochet was electric. I can't say much, even with a real lineup. Can't say much about that. When you then go out and put up 1 the next day, and Teoscar Hernandez, a guy who was on hand and knee all offseason begging to like retire here. He's like, I'll sign the rest of my life here for below market value. And he's just teeing off in the AL East. Home run after home run after home run against the best team in the league. And you're like scraping by against like Chris Flexen and people who shouldn't be in Major League Baseball. Like, it was disgusting.
Yeah, not great. Teoscar was celebrating like he won the World Series with that grand slam, but credit to him. I mean, he's having fun on a good team.
I need that in Boston.
I know.
Yeah. I'm just glad that people are starting to see the light now. People are finally getting off my ass about, oh, he's moody and he's too negative. Like, no, I'm just fucking right. And it took you too long to see the light. This team is not really worth your time. It's not a fun year. It's not going to be a fun year, but there's still going to be talking points. There's still going to be things to talk about.
But I think it's more that it's
a balance. It is a balance.
Every show becomes the be all end all. It's like, we're doing 2 shows a week. Like, if we're doing be all end all every show, then I think that is unnecessarily gloomy.
It's not be all end all. You really think that this fucking team's making the playoffs?
No, it's unlikely. But I'm just saying that there's plenty to talk about during the season and not have this finality.
I'm not saying that there
every
isn't.
Episode. We're doing the finality thing every show.
Well, because more and more people are coming to terms with the fact that this team ain't shit.
I don't know if it's. I think a lot of people that follow this team get what this team is. Like, I don't think
a lot of people were pushing back.
Now they're not going to make the playoffs. Like,
there's a lot of season left, and but like, what if this happened? What if this player breaks out?
A lot of people that tune in are diehards. You know that. And I think a lot of them
are
diehards
relatively
because
rational. Who else would be fucking paying attention to this shit product?
Who
the fuck is watching this besides diehards?
You look at Fangraphs, you have a 13% chance of making the playoffs. I think you get that. I think where people get a little upset is when they say, all right, well, they're at 500 considering everything that's happened, all the injuries. You got to give them some credit for still being here because it feels like they should have fell through the floor already. I think it's just acknowledging both. It's just acknowledging both.
Credit.
It's a little credit there, but it's still saying,
I
want to fucking sell. Sell it all. I want to sell.
The credit for being 500 despite all the injuries.
That's it.
They still are a 500 team. Credit to them. Big time.
And you can sit there. You can sit there and say maybe they would be interesting if they didn't get hurt.
500 team. You're in 3rd place in the division. Right in the middle.
You're frozen.
That's fine. Credit, though.
Go Sox.
Credit.
Yep.
Yeah, we're doing credit.
But it's fair. Yeah. It's fair to acknowledge that, but you can also sit there and say, damn, yeah, it's really hard to envision this team going anywhere. You could say both.
It's true, but we do the finale thing every show. We do it every show.
I know, but we
do this every show.
I would much rather, like, I'm not saying you can't get invested in a 500 team. It's like you would get invested if it's like, oh, we called up the young kids and like we have players that are going to be here, 2-3 years from now. And it's like, all right, they're 500, but like they're grinding and they're cutting their teeth at the big league level. This team is a shit product with a bunch of players that aren't going to be here probably next year. It's like, how are you supposed to get invested
There's
in that?
a lot of players that are going to be here. I think we've had the conversation of how many of these guys are going to be here.
In the lineup today?
Not in the lineup today, but the guys that are out there for the most part on a day-to-day basis. There's a lot of guys that should be here.
I'm talking about today. I'm saying this is a shit
We're talking
product.
about the season.
I'm talking about today.
Oh, today, Tyler O'Neill and Rafael Devers, you played with a 24-man roster today.
I mean, Tyler O'Neill is not
about
going to be here
Tyler
next year.
O'Neill. Yeah, I don't
No, but you're talking about with the lineup. It's like, all right, well, both of those guys are hurt
2
today.
months.
Yeah, I'm shipping Tyler O'Neill out 100%. But you look around, there is a lot of young pieces that should be here the next couple of years.
Coley?
Rotation and lineup.
I know Tyler wants to talk about the trade deadline, and I think if we're going to get to the finality, we should be talking about it more. You talk about Tyler O'Neill. He's not going to get you shit. Like, genuinely, he's not going to get you anything.
I think that's the worst part of what's going on here is that, well, also, why did they even put him out in right field? The dude could barely walk in the dugout, and they just let him trot out there. That was crazy.
He said he felt good.
Yeah, but...
he's a liar.
He couldn't walk in the dugout. He looked like he was limping. Yeah, let's send him out there. You got to be able to pull the cord there.
Oh, Tyler. And another one of the fucking pieces that is going to be here long term. Brian Bello, another fucking temper tantrum after giving up a grand slam. Like, and that was the other thing. There was like another Reddit thread. Oh, I feel like Jared's too hard on Bello. And it's like, when are you people going to catch up? Yes, Coley?
Listen, I've been talking about the attitude stuff since last year. I'm not new to this.
Bayo melted down. I'm not here to defend that. He did strike out the 2-hitter. I know none of you were watching. None of you were watching Banana Ball. He struck him out. He dotted him, and he called it ball 4 because the umpires were awful all weekend long. I don't know how the White Sox are so bad when they get this 15 by 15 foot strike zone that they're working with over there. Bayo shouldn't have melted down. It's still a fucking White Sox lineup. He should have got himself together, collected himself, and finished off that inning. He didn't. I'm mad at him about that. He did get out of the inning. He also got a ground ball up the middle, the play after that fucking nobody got to. So it's like he did his job.
Was that the Westbrook one?
Yeah.
The Westbrook
I don't know
one
if he was going to get an out on that play, right? The Westbrook one up the middle?
I watched it back because we were...
shortstop knockdown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I watched back because we were doing the banana ball thing. But the Westbrook ball, when we're talking about the attitude stuff, Jared, Jamie Westbrook,
the lean back. What?
Jamie Westbrook knocks the ball down to keep it in the infield. No one's getting it out there. I don't know. And he does some huge lean back with the head. I'm like, Brian, like, what the hell, bro?
Do you think he's mad at the fielder there, though? I don't think he is.
In general, it's a bad fucking look. Like, you need
either
to
way,
be
it looks like you're showing
there.
up your teammate.
That's it.
Like,
you got to be
composed.
When people come at me,
you to be that guy.
Hold on.
You talk about his contract like he's got Garrett Cole's contract. Like
but
you called it a massive extension earlier in the show. It's not. Like, it wasn't at all.
No, he got extended. He got a young deal, and it was the right deal. I'm still not against it. But when you're out there and your body language is like that, it's not a good look for anybody. You should be more composed out there. You should kind of keep it together.
That's all I've been saying all along. Like, people are acting like I said that he sucks and he's never going to be good. It's like my thing with Bello is you are not good enough and you have not proven to be good enough to act like that. No one should act like that in general. You look like an asshole. But if you're gonna do that, you better be really fucking good. And he's not. And he has not been at the big league level. So I don't want to fucking see that shit. Especially in a season like this, where like when the team is going nowhere and you're fucking throwing your hands up and having a hissy fit on the mound, like do that shit. If it's the World Series and everything's on the line, like everyone's like, oh, like Eddie Rodriguez did that. Like it was in the fucking World Series, dude. Like it's like all the marbles were out there. You're giving up grand slams to the fucking White Sox in a season where at the time you have a losing record. Like, I mean, it's just a bad look. And no one, I don't know how anyone can tolerate that, where you're just like, bro, calm down. Like you're not Pedro. That was everyone's mistake, was like crowning him the next fucking Pedro. Like, you're not Pedro.
He's done it with 9 pitchers in a row.
Pedro does it. Pedro's doing it with Heel, with the Yankees. He's doing it with everybody.
Yeah, he's done it for like 19. Anderson Espinosa.
Dude, Brian Mata had a moment, I thought. Like they were talking Brian Mata.
Yeah, every single pitcher, he's like, he reminds me of me in that he has arms and he throws the ball forward. Like every single fucking pitcher. That's all he does.
The problem is he's been spoken to about it. And like it was supposed to be something he was supposed to improve on and get better with, right?
Did Cora say something after the game yesterday?
He did. He spoke about it after the game, and he was like, "That's a red flag." Like he called it a red flag, and he goes, that was the exact term. And he goes, listen, it's not something he usually does to that extent. I've never seen him throw his friggin' glove down like that. And I know Chapman did it the other day. I saw a bunch of people saying that as well. It's just for Bello as a whole, like it continued after the game, and like he's supposed to go talk with reporters. He goes and eats. He goes and has dinner. He's stretching the entire thing out. And they mentioned that in the Globe. It's
that
like these are
pisses me
things
off
you do.
more than him. Like, I'd rather a guy who clearly cares than someone who's just out there like going through the motions for, again, a team we say no one cares about.
I think he cares. I don't think anyone's denying that. It's just a little more composure on the mound. You don't need to be throwing your head back on a ball that got up the middle and got knocked down. There's no need. And you don't need to spike your glove in a regular season game.
You don't need to throw your glove down ever. Like when Eddie did it in the World Series, I'm like, come on, Eddie, what are you doing? It's like, this is crazy. Like, and there's a hilarious image of him slamming it, Puig watching, and Kobe's like got his hands up behind the plate. Yeah. There's no scenario in any game ever that you should slam your guy. I remember even like growing up in youth baseball, I gave up a homer, slammed my glove, and it was at baseball camp. I was done for the day. This was at like 10 a.m. You learn this early. You learn early that there are certain things you just can't do at any point. When he's winding up and slamming the glove down, it's like, dude, that's childish. We've talked a lot, credit to us, pat on our back. We've talked a lot about the Bello antics, and I think we've been very fair about it. What he did on Saturday was just next level and just kind of uncalled for. And Coley, obviously, you were watching the game. We were doing banana stuff, so I didn't see necessarily.
And it's not the first time.
No, I know. You don't get the benefit of the doubt when this is over and over and over again.
And you're not good enough.
He's not.
Like, you have not pitched good enough. If he was on some fucking dominant stretch and he has a history of being good in this league, and you are on a dominant stretch and like, this was the final blow, and it's like, man, like now finally like a stinker after 8 great starts. It's like, dude, you haven't been good. Like, you haven't been good. I don't know what you're getting upset about. This is more of the same. Like, you should be used to this shit.
Well, at his
what
core,
do we give Tanner Houck credit
better.
for?
He expects him to be better, so he's showing frustration. He's like, how the hell am I giving up grand slams?
I don't know why you expect that.
No, I agree. I'm just saying that's
bringing
what
up
he's doing.
Tanner Houck is if Tanner Houck sucked and he looked the same, people would be furious.
No, but we give credit to Tanner Houck for always going out there and kind of carrying that mentality where it's like, no matter what's going on, it's steady, it's consistent, it's every time out. When you're out there and you're pouting on the mound because things aren't going your way, that's not it. And when you extend a player and you're trying to tell these guys, like, hey, he's a representation of how we want guys to act. This is what we reward. You shouldn't be rewarding that kind of stuff. That's a bad look for you. That's when you question
stuff. Doesn't sound like they have been. If Cora's ripping them apart, I don't remember a single person last year being like, you know what, Tanner Houck can't stay healthy, but boy, is he composed. That no one has ever said that before.
No, but that's something when you're stepping up into be this rotation, this kind of leader on your team. Being that guy who's pouting on the mound, that's not leadership. That's not what other guys are going to turn to and be like, hey, let's follow in that direction. That's why Cora's pissed about it. That's why he's mad.
Who called him a leader?
He's supposed to be.
No, I know.
Why? He's the youngest fucking pitcher on the rotation. Why is he the leader?
And that's why you can make an argument and say, like, you need guys in that clubhouse who are older that can get him to act right. But that's acknowledging that what he's doing isn't right. But when they gave him that deal and there was a passing of the torch, it was like, all right, you're supposed to be one of the guys in this young core that is setting an example for everyone else. It hasn't gone your way. This is what happens when you don't have those veterans in the clubhouse, though. That's a real argument and thing to say, but it also doesn't excuse his behavior at the same time.
But what did I say all offseason? I said, make him your number 3. Go sign 2 pitchers to be ahead of him. They didn't do that. So that's where it's just like he's not the leader just because the front office fucking stinks. That's not his fault. His fault is what he can control on the field, and he hasn't been doing that part.
And he can control how he acts on the field. He can also control that, and that's where the criticisms do. If he can control how he can pitch, he cannot act like a child on the mound. Like, that's it. Don't act like a fucking 12-year-old where your dad has to come out and get your ass off the mound. That's what it looks like. Cora has told him, he's telling him, I don't want that shit on my team, and he does it anyways. Look at the way he used to talk about Eddie, and I don't want Bello to be framed like that because he's better than that. And that's why it's upsetting, because I know he's better than that.
So far, he hasn't been.
Like, why do you think he's better than that? What has he done to prove that?
I've seen the stretches over a summer. I saw him not give up a run until the 5th inning. We've seen the stretches of excellence. We've seen him click into that.
Stretches.
Got to be more consistent, but we know that's inside of him. That's the reason why.
But we know that about Eddie, too. Eddie's had full seasons better than Bello.
And he never grew up. And he never grew up, and that's why people look at Eddie the way they do. I don't want Bello to be framed like that.
Pedro and Ortiz have never grown up. Like, it can definitely work that way. Framing it like it can't work that way is insane to me.
Pouting and sobbing like that on the mound when you haven't earned it? No, I don't agree
think
with
Eddie
that.
was.
Those guys
doing
haven't earned
this.
it.
I don't think he did a lot.
David Ortiz destroyed a dugout phone, but he had 500 home runs.
Exactly. That's it. If you have the credibility, you're going to get away with anything in life.
Bale's just doing too much of this. It's too much of this. It's every start. Even when starts are going well, he's pissed that he even allowed a guy to get on. I'm like, dude, come on. There's like no pitcher ever that's been like, how the hell did I even give up a single? I think that's mentally how he looks at it. And he's got to get over that, or else it's going to be a never-ending destructive cycle for him.
Yep. Glad you guys are catching up. Well,
Red Sox lose 6-1.
Yeah. I mean,
this isn't Jared. I don't think this is about catching up. Like, this is
No,
a negative
it is,
product.
'cause,
We
like,
all know it's a
I
negative
just-
product, but
no,
saying it's
because
negative is not just going to get you points for it.
No. I will have these.
He was only talking about Bello.
Yeah, like I'll have.
No, but you're
these
saying
takes,
catching up with
and
everything. I
people
think we
call
know
me, like,
this team
moody
is
and
not
grouchy,
great.
And then weeks later, I'm like, "Hello," and then everyone's like, "Yeah, you were right." Yeah,
I don't think this is about like
same
getting
thing with Bello.
points.
Coley.
Where none of us have caught up on this show. David Hamilton's our best.
He's
hitter.
incredible.
Yeah.
Like, by
When
far.
Coley said he's hitting
Like,
284 for the year, I thought you were just goofing. I'm like, there's no chance.
No, it's like I've been looking at his numbers and I keep looking at the last 30 days and it's like, that's like very good. But I hadn't looked at his season total because I assumed it was kind of like Rafaela. We talk about Rafaela's last 30 days all the time and he's awesome. And then you look at his total numbers and it's like, those still aren't very great. David Hamilton, he should be our DH. We know he can't do anything in the field. We don't have a DH. Shout out Massa, who's on rehab now.
They were shouting us out on Twitter, Section 10 reference during his rehab assignment. I don't know if you
He's
guys
touring.
saw that.
He's still
What'd they
touring.
say?
That's what he's doing.
We found Masataka Yoshida, or was like something along those lines. Like they were totally in on it.
He's at the Bananas game. Imagine if he was from the
They're
Bananas
checking out like
brought
Holy
out.
Cross
Yeah.
and Worcester or something. Like, what is he doing? What's he up to?
Like they do the starting lineup for the Bananas, and it's just like Masataka Yoshida's on the big board.
He's not even one of those special guys that gets one at bat. He's just in the lineup for the Bananas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, what
plays
the
the whole
hell?
game. He's working at the merch stand after the game.
With
Hamilton
yeah, go for it.
should absolutely DH. Like, I don't see the
Dude,
argument really against it.
So, Coley, you saying that made me look up the stats. The last 16 games, he's hitting 346. Like that, you could have killed me. You'd be like, I can shoot you if he's hitting over 320. I'm like, go for it. There's no
Last
way.
30, it's 321, 374, 488. Dude's rocking an 800 OPS.
I'm watching
for
all
the
these
last 30
games. There's no way I knew that.
Every game.
I think like
Every game.
MLB.com has to be broken too, by the way, because Rafael is still hitting 212.
What is going on?
He's just always hitting 212. No matter what he does, he's hitting 212. Doesn't matter.
So the problem was he started off so bad and then he only ever goes 1 for 4. So it can only get so high. You know what I
They
mean?
totally stole some of his points and gave them to Hamilton. I'm convinced of it. I think there's like 25 points that overnight they're like, let's just sneak them over to Hamilton's page and see if anybody notices. That's definitely
They're both 250 guys, but they just gave all
yeah.
of
They just
all
slid it
of
over to
Rafael
Hamilton. He
to
paid the
Hamilton.
site or something. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, Valdez stinks. Rob
He
Refsnyder,
swung it
by the
well
way,
since he
doesn't
came
get
back
enough
up.
love. He's in 336 with a 903 OPS. Like Rob Refsnyder, everyone's
Do
like,
we
oh, you know,
ever
he
talk
hits
about
lefties.
him? He's so good for never
Rob
really
Refsnyder,
being
he
talked
hits
about.
everybody, and he had a fucking sick catch in what was that? The first game of the second game.
Two.
Yeah,
Right when
I mean,
he got
dude,
moved to
two
right field.
yesterday.
Yeah, Tyler O'Neill
Rob
comes out. He's like,
Refsnyder,
I'll make the best
complete
catch I've made all year. Like, no
Yeah.
problem.
Do you hear what Cora said about him?
what?
He was like, we
Best player
need
on
to
the
be
team?
careful with Rob Refsnyder. We're running him into the ground.
It's true.
He's like, they're like, we need to protect him. He's the guy who's taking care of everybody's injuries.
He's not wrong.
He is hurt though, right? Like he came into the
His
season
toe.
hurt. No.
Yeah, it's the pinky
Right.
toe still has a fracture or whatever.
How are
He
you
needs to
making
break
that
it
catch?
more often, I think.
I never understand that. Making that catch and one of your toes is like broken. I don't get that.
Garrett Cooper
336.
sucks. Tom
He's
Smith
so
sucks.
bad. He's
Reese
so
McGuire sucks.
I can't say that after
Yeah,
today.
give him a little sack play
Reese?
action.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 for 3 with a sack
Huge
piece.
sack piece.
Had that ball that got past him. That was a little rough, but
Most of the guys in the
I'm
lineup. they
only
suck.
talking about him at the dish.
How about the White?
I'm not talking about our
How
defense.
about the White Sox being totally cool with Hamilton stealing third? Like, yeah, whatever. If you get a sack fly and you get in and we end up losing, Doesn't really matter.
It was
We've done
a
plenty of
lefty
them.
pitcher against a lefty hitter. And they were like, let's shift.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
They just gave him third with one out, and they're leading by a run. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
The White Sox hit their win quota for the month. They're like, this is gravy. You know, we win today. That's awesome. But like, we don't really need it.
Well, they were looking at like, why haven't you stolen third yet? We've been 30 feet off the bag this entire at bat. You're dancing around. Like,
take it.
Take the base. It's right there.
Shout out the White Sox fan, the World War I veteran who was sitting right behind home plate. And the M&M's Racing vest wasn't even the full jacket, Steve.
Oh, he mixed it up?
He cut off the sleeves. Yeah, he had the M&M Racing vest today, and he was there all 4 games. I can't imagine the horrors that man's seen.
We've talked about
Clearly
him before,
a season
right?
ticket holder.
George Jacobs, 67-year-old owner of Windy City Limousine. So,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. Remember when
He was there to
Rafael
drink
Devers
water.
was all excited about the prospect of the Red Sox signing Martin Maldonado?
That
He
was
like
weird.
posted about it.
That was a weird period.
Martin Maldonado is hitting 071 with a 235 OPS.
Hey, but he can frame a pitch, huh?
Yeah, you can frame the shit out of those pitches.
Why does this guy wear this jacket? It doesn't fit his existence at all. It doesn't make any sense.
The second they get robo-umps, Maldonado's working at fucking Denny's.
I mean, he's like 39 as it
The
is.
framing
Like,
isn't even good
Can he
anymore.
just
12th
retire
percentile.
politely? Like it?
Yeah.
No, he can't retire. He's got to go work at Denny's. That bum. That
Yeah.
scrub.
You go get a job at Denny's.
You loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one thing in this series that made me go,
What was it?
There you go.
Luis Roberts, younger than Jaron Durant.
I thought,
Made
yeah.
me go,
He's a nice buy low candidate right now.
cost more.
188.
He's only played 14 games. He still has a over 100 OPS somehow. I'm all in on Robert. All in.
Wow.
Didn't he tweet something like, be patient?
No, it's a fake account. It's
Oh.
not a real
I
account.
know exactly what you're talking about.
People fall for it every deadline, every offseason.
You got two $20 million team options for 2026 and 2027, and then a third year, or in 2025 is just $15 million. Would you give one of the big 3 up?
Oh, the White Sox have like a 12-year-old running that organization. You don't have to trade them fair value.
I'd be curious. They're going to want long term because they're fucking half a decade away from even thinking about a wild card. Never mind fucking winning a World Series.
Yeah, this is a team to be taken advantage of, not pay fair value. If they were to throw like Crochet in there too, yeah, then we can talk actual people. But
He didn't throw a no-hitter, by the way. I'm sorry. I don't know why that Steve threw
Make a few.
he threw the Stevie P guarantee on that fucking thing.
Yeah, why
like
did
an
you
asshole,
do that?
but-
Why did you do that? You should not
You
do
threw
that.
the
You
Stevie-
learned your lesson, Jared. You got to learn your lesson. You got to know your rules. You can't do
You
that.
threw the Stevie P guarantee on
No.
Garrett Crochet.
You took one of my guarantees and wasted it
hitter.
on a guy that gave up a hit in like the first inning.
I
I mean, he was filthy. He was filthy. I think he
Yeah,
lived
he
up
was
to
quite
what
good.
you built him up to be. So there is that.
How many strikeouts did he have?
it's 13.
What do you get? 10. Felt like 13.
I think the White Sox we struck out 13.
The second the Red Sox trailed
13
in that
times.
game, I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's
He
over.
basically gave you a pity
Over.
run on top of it. Shout out to Bob running fast as fuck. Fast as fuck on that
Bobby
ball with
Dolbeck.
Duran.
Chugging.
And then Duran stealing
Bobby
home.
Dolbeck.
Yeah, that whole weird situation again. White Sox being the White Sox.
I
Tyler
don't
just
want
said
you
shout
tweeting
out to
Bob
Bob.
homers.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want
I'm
you
turning
tweeting
a new
Bob
leaf.
homers. Yeah, I don't want you tweeting them.
I can tweet him.
No.
You're going to do something about it, buddy?
Yep.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
That's,
I'll beat the shit out of you.
Oh, hey, whoa.
One of Tyler's favorite things is, what are you going to do about it, huh? He gets all like, hey,
Yeah.
what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy here.
I will say the way you slapped my ass yesterday, it was vibrating. It was
saying.
powerful.
That's 30%.
It was a warning shot.
That's a warning. Yeah, that's just to let you know what I got in the tank.
I trembled a little bit.
Yeah. So no Bob Dinger tweets for you.
You don't. If I tweet, there's trouble.
Mhm.
Hey, what are you going to do about it, huh? What are you going to do?
Physical violence. I'll
Looks
throw
like we
hands,
got a
I will.
problem.
Yeah, looks like
What if
yeah.
you just punched
Oh.
Tyler right in the face? That'd be crazy. That'd be a
People-
wild
See that?
development.
Do you guys know who Bradley Martin is?
No.
Yes. Oh my God, the slap.
Yeah. Bradley Martin.
Oh, yeah, I
think
did
he's like
see
my
that, yeah.
age, but he's definitely on steroids, and he does like fitness content. He's huge, and he invited like these like 20-year-old streamers to the gym with him,
New phase recruits.
And like the kid like stole his hat. He's like, "Oh, I got your hat." And then Bradley was like, "Give me my hat. Give me my hat." Smacked him right in the fucking mouth and took his hat back. And it was just, they still streamed for another 45 minutes after that. It was the most awkward thing of all time. But yeah, that'll be you. I'll smack the fuck out of you if you tweet Bob.
I'm basically Bradley Martin in this situation, though. Like, you know, these were like little kids. Like,
that is not. No, you're not.
That was brewing.
Yeah. You're not Bradley Martin. You're not Bradley Martin, and you're not allowed to tweet Bob Horn. You're not allowed to get clout off of Bob. You're
Can't do it.
You've gone too far. His family hates you. You're just not gonna get clout off of Bob. I guarantee it. The Stevie P guarantee. If you tweet a Bob Homer, I'm swinging on you.
No.
Yes, I'm.
Dude,
why?
Jerry,
Why can't I
Jerry C guarantee sounds fine. That sounds totally fine. You can just do that.
suspend him. Suspend him.
That's a warning, Steve. That's a warning.
I'm going to block Tyler next time he tweets at Bob.
Yeah.
Highlight.
Wouldn't be the first
Not
sensitive person in the community to do so.
Wow.
Sorry.
Who blocked you?
I don't say his name anymore.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
I don't like that you lump me in.
I'm not. You're not a sensitive. You're actually the complete opposite of that, but
Yeah, Coley don't
It
get
reminded
Holy
me
and
of the
sensitive
pain.
sounds like the weirdest combo of all time. That's just not.
it pains
but-
me because this person loves you. Actually loves just about everyone but me, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
Oh,
It's a weird
okay. I
combo.
caught on. Took me a while. Okay.
You know what the best combo is though?
What?
Beer and baseball. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because some beers can
Pretty
say that
good.
they're brewed for baseball, but only Blue Moon is brewed by baseball. Beer and baseball, they just go together, and no beer goes better than the one that is literally born in a ballpark. Blue Moon was created at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. It's the natural choice for opening day and all season long. We had some Blue Moons actually at the Bananas last night. That was pretty amazing that, two of my favorite things happened at the same time. Bananas, Blue Moon, and Tyler, being there with my buddy Tyler, being there for the first time that Tyler was in the Red Sox dugout, getting to see the green monster, getting to take pictures out on the field, having the whole thing documented on video, and then just going into the stands. Shout out to the Section 10 MVPs. I sat with them
Hell yeah.
because I'm a real one.
Oh,
Steve was
hey,
like,
hey.
Steve was like, I'm not fucking sitting with them.
No, not
And I was
true.
like,
I went over there. There were no
seats.
seats. They said there were no
Nah,
seats.
no.
I saw them afterwards.
There was three seats next to me, and I texted Steve. I was like, "Hey, three empty seats right next to me." And
I
he
don't
was like,
remember that.
"Fuck that."
I saw him after.
So
I saw him after.
Tyler, what did you say?
Just left me and Jake. Just not even a thought.
What?
Me?
You said there were 3 open seats. Steve, Jake, Tyler.
Oh, then they filled up right after that.
It's okay. Me and Jake were having a great time. We were bonding.
Yeah,
We're boys.
I wanted you to bond.
Team building exercise.
Yeah. Just like
How
I was
about
bonding with
Marcos
some
coming
Blue
up from
Moon-
Guatemala, by the way?
By the way, shout out to
had to-
Marcos. He was there, and he was wearing the Section 10 tie-dye T-shirt, which me and Coley were talking about this yesterday. We need more tie-dye products. Like the tie-dye look is just, it's, we got to get that back on the store. Jake, write that down. We're going to get some tie-dye products back in the store. From its refreshing flavor with Valencia orange peel for a subtle sweetness and hints of coriander, Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale is a one-of-a-kind beer that's made brighter. It's carefully crafted and full-flavored with refreshing notes and a smooth, creamy finish. Blue Moon was brewed by baseball to give you a dose of nostalgia and get you excited for the new season. Why strike out with the same old beer when you can get something that is one of a kind? Its bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer experience that is perfect for spring weather. Best served with its signature orange garnish to showcase its beautiful hazy color. A beer this good only comes around once in a blue moon, but you can enjoy it all season long. Bring the ballpark to you with Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale. It's a one-of-a-kind every time. Get Blue Moon delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared to see your delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon, made brighter, celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Are there any other things that stood out to you in this series? I know like today was kind of like a joke of a baseball game. Yesterday was a joke of a baseball game. Alex Cora getting ejected from yesterday's game. Did he talk to the media after the game?
Yes.
What did he say?
He was upset. It was a strike, right? Coley, you saw it. I just only saw it on the MLB app when I looked, and it was in the zone.
I think it was just more. Again, it was like the third straight day of not knowing there was no consistency as to what was being called balls and strikes. So I think he was just, the ump didn't earn the benefit of the doubt. And he was tossed. I don't even think he had stepped onto the top step yet by the time he was tossed. He was tossed like OB, because it was, he had gone at him for about 15 seconds, and OB was like, he must have been tossed already, because there's no way he's allowing him to talk to him like this.
First one of the year, but Cora did speak after the game, and if you look at the umpire scorecards, every single one favored the White Sox by about half a run. Today's has to be in the same direction, if not worse. But all he did was really talk about Bello. That was the main thing for him, and he kind of made those points and left it at that.
Shout out to Cora, though, because you don't see a lot of the managers cover the plate with dirt anymore. I feel like that's a really smart move where it's like, I'm so pissed off you're going to have to wipe this thing off when I, go into the clubhouse because you just threw me out. That was a Lou Piniella move. Like, I couldn't tell you the last manager I've seen cover the plate with dirt. Love that move.
Wally Backman. Pick that shit up, you fucking pipsqueak.
Yeah, you should have said that too.
Yeah, Wally Backman. You know who Wally Backman is, Tyler? You kind of look like him.
No, I'm not sure, actually.
You don't know who Wally Backman is? This is my favorite thing of all. Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
He
already
said
looking.
blind spot like he was on the 03 squad.
I was looking to see. No, I have no clue. Inform me. Talk to me.
I want to make sure that I'm going to get to the right part of it. Wally Backman.
Hey, get your hands off me.
He never even fucking said anything. He never said a fucking word to you.
Wally,
Fuck, you got a chip on your fucking shoulder. You got a fucking bullshit.
No.
God damn it, you've had a horse shit zone all day. What'd he say to you? What'd he say? He never even looked at you. He never even fucking looked at you.
You're done too.
For what? What the fuck did I just say?
I don't know, Wally.
You motherfucker.
He's covering the plate with the dirt.
What the fuck?
Wally.
No, this is bullshit. I never said a goddamn word to the guy. You know it.
Yes.
You know it.
Let's go. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go.
I want to know what I said. I'm going to ask him what I said.
All right.
I'm going to ask him what I said. In your report. Take your report and shove it up your fucking ass.
Wally.
You fucking.
Don't go
that's
far.
some bullshit.
Don't go far.
You know, the last guy I bumped, I'd have knocked you on your fucking ass. Put that in your fucking report. You little fucking pipsqueak.
Wally.
Fucking joke.
Wally. Let's go.
God damn it.
Wally, let's go.
I want to know what I said. I'll leave the field when he tells me what he threw me out for.
What did I say?
I don't have to go.
You gotta go. Yes,
I don't have to go
now.
What did I say?
Guys.
What did I
Jesus,
say?
you're goddamn it being an embarrassment to professional baseball being like that.
Wally, please.
It is right.
Wally, please, let's go.
First fucking time you've ever fucking umpired in professional baseball?
Wally.
Am I right?
No. Wally, let's go. Please.
No, you're not.
Fucking joke.
Sounds like Tyler right before he gets tossed.
Yeah. This is like the old version of Terry Collins.
Stevie will go to left.
He throws all the
Stevie will
shots.
go. That's a fucking joke.
Terry, who is the minor league umpire?
All the bats. All the bats on the field.
Pick that shit up, you dumb motherfucker!
Oh, I love that. Is that the
Pick that
balls?
shit up, you piece of shit!
Yeah, the ball. Catcher, get out of the way.
Catcher, get out of the way! Get out of the way!
He's throwing the bats on the plate. Wally Backman.
Yeah.
I can't. You've never seen that video before, Tyler?
I don't think so. No.
Man,
Was that in like a big league game?
No. He was playing for the Peanuts. Or no. Maybe the name of the team was the Peanut. I don't know. But
I saw he was with
Wally
the Ducks
Backman.
for a bit.
Yeah, he's with the Ducks or the Peanuts.
Who was the umpire that was like freaked out so bad he was like using baseballs as grenades and shit?
Oh, yeah,
remember that.
crawling on the ground and like, that was next level.
That took like 20 minutes. He was like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
Wellman.
Didn't he use the rosin bag as a grenade?
Yeah.
Everything.
No,
was a
but
grenade.
I like
Yeah.
the rosin bags. At least that gives a little explosion. It's like, okay, not
Yeah.
bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is from our friend Black Irish that writes into the show a lot. So the Red Sox have a 13-8 record in the final game of a series, aka Pod Day. 8-3 went on the road. 5-5 went at Fenway. The Red Sox are 7-14 in game one of a series. The Red Sox have had a 500 record 16 separate times in their first 66 games. Last season, they had a 500 record 15 separate times in their first 66 games, and only 4 times in their final 96 games. On May 7th, the Red Sox were 19-17. Since then, they've been between 2 games above 500 and 2 games below 500 for 33 consecutive days.
It's crazy.
So 30 games through June 9th, 2 games above 500 4 times, 1 game above 500 10 times, exactly 500 11 times, 1 game below 500 5 times, 2 games below 500 1 time.
Feels like the next 2 series could potentially change that.
Well, they're probably going to take 2 out of 3 from the Phillies just because it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, that would
Like,
be
you just-
so Sox.
Well, it does make sense. They're flying back from England. It makes plenty of sense.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Good point. It's a good take.
Yeah.
And the Yankees, Juan Soto's dead.
Right.
Well,
R.I.P.
it looked like he was.
Well,
gonna
he's
be
retiring, right? He
back,
said?
He's
right?
dead, Tyler.
All right, he's dead. He's gone. He passed away.
Christ.
What did
Sorry.
he say, Tyler? What's the update?
I believe, Juan Soto is expected to go through a full pregame routine today and could be available off the bench.
Oh, so yeah,
They expect
so
him back during
he's
the
cooked.
Kansas City series.
Yeah, if you're coming off the bench, then you're obviously hurt. So
I do have one thing on Houck.
yeah,
He's
please.
leading the league in innings right now at 85. Career high at any level of baseball, including college, is 119. I do think that's something to monitor because by the time he gets to the All-Star break, last year he was at 106. How they're going to kind of manage, and you saw today was the first time they got 2 days extra rest for him and Cutter. I don't know. If things go by the wayside and this team kind of ends up in a rough spot, I wonder how they handle him down the stretch because I do think that's a very risky situation for them. Especially if you hope to extend him, how you handle that whole relationship, it could get a little wonky.
We got to rest Houck for the playoffs next year.
Yeah.
Protect him.
Dropping a wonk.
I chose
Yeah, we
my
can't-
wording very carefully.
Steve has to go to the Celtics.
I think
game.
Hamilton gets the split.
Yeah. Sees.
Oh yeah. We got to vote on who gets the banana split. Yes, Tyler.
We have that. We also never did the John Henry. And we have
Oh
10
yeah.
minutes.
Let's talk Henry. We can talk Henry real quick, right?
Yeah, let's talk Henry.
Yeah. Those comments were hilarious.
What are the comments? Yeah. Do you
Tyler,
have
go
do you have
for
the
it.
comments for the people?
Yep, I got the big Red Sox ones. So for people who don't know, real quick, John Henry did an interview with the Financial Times. It was talking about his entire legacy of owning different teams. Spoke specifically on Red Sox fans being angry and kind of the state of the club. How
Is that
it
a real
resembles
outlet,
Liverpool.
the Financial Times? That's like I did an
Yeah,
interview
it's
with
expensive as fuck.
Money Magazine.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I thought that was a joke. I'm like, that's the actual name, apparently.
The Financial
Yeah,
Times.
there's-
All right, go. Yeah. Not familiar with their work.
So
Go ahead.
the first one that kind of went crazy, and John Tomasi, these are the quotes he ended up pulling from it. Asked if he was going to sell the Red Sox. We've heard them deny this already. He goes, "My wife and I live and work in Boston. We are committed to the city, the region, so the Sox are not going to come up for sale. We generally don't sell assets."
So he outright just calls the Red Sox an asset.
Straight up.
Which is nice.
Very separated. Continued. This is the one that pissed people off the most. Because fans expect championships almost annually, they easily become frustrated or are not going to buy into what the odds actually are, 1 in 20 or 1 in 30. So that was basically justifying the way they've been acting. I guess you'd call it post Mookie Betts era.
So, like, I mean, I'm sure you guys have separate thoughts on this. The first thing is I'm tired of anyone being like, oh, they expect a championship every single year. No, we don't. I think that comes from when the Patriots were winning Super Bowls all the time and the Red Sox were winning World Series and like the Bruins. Like you could say, yeah, like once teams started to one up each other during that era of 2001 to call it, I don't know, 18?
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah.
Next week, yeah. Like, yeah, sure. Like there was an era where everyone expected championships because other teams were doing it. And it's like, all right, well, if they're doing it, why can't we do it? But speaking, I guess, for myself here, I don't expect a championship every year. I expect a good team every year. Like the Yankees have a good team every year. They do. Like they don't have a. Like I'm not saying playoffs every year. I'm not saying World Series every year. They haven't had a losing 30 years. Like
Last
you can
year
have
they
a
were
good
awful
team
and they
and
were
not
still
win a
over
championship. It's like we get like I'll be fine with that. Like I don't expect a championship every year. I don't need the playoffs every year. It'd be nice, yeah. Like, but no, it's just like there's no excuse for being in last place all the fucking time in between these championships. Like you're in last place all the fucking time. You're in last place just as much as you're winning World Series. Way more. You're in last place way more than you're winning fucking championships. It's like it's not what we expect.
It's that, and expectations are going to be what expectations are when you charge the most expensive baseball ticket. Like, you can't expect to take a step back. And it's like the way he speaks and the way he's kind of framing all this stuff. It's like, hey, we're not doing anything different. You set the standard here. When you look at who you were as an owner since you've taken over the Red Sox, you're doing things the last 5 years that you've never done before. That is different than the way you have run this team. And shout out to Alex Spear. This is from his column over the winter where he was detailing how they are operating differently financially. The first one was this. The Sox hadn't been more than 3.1 million or 2% below the tax threshold since 2009. That changed in 2023 when they set the cap at 225 million in season. That was last year when the luxury tax was 234, the first threshold. This year, they're at 224 and it's 237. So they are doing, for the second year in a row, something they have never done. And this is in a time where there's 8 teams over the luxury tax, more than ever, and teams that no longer worry about the tax. They are over 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row. It's not what it was before where everyone's over 2 and you get back underneath the reset. And you continue. During the 22 season tenure of the current Red Sox ownership group, there has only been one period in which they lowered payroll and or held steady in back-to-back years. The only other time was in 2012 and 2013. You had the ridiculous, Dodgers trade and all that. In 2013, you spent as much as you possibly could up to the luxury tax and filled your team with veterans so it could be the best product possible in a bridge year. We go back even to 2021. You did the same thing. You spent all the way up to the luxury tax so you could compete. And there's not a fucking person who cries about that trade deadline anymore because you understood what they were trying to do. It was like, all right, now you're going to spend over. This is, maxing this team out as far as it possibly could go. Then it got weird in 2022 when you went over the tax by only a couple million. It's like, all right, this is a World Series championship season. Why aren't you pushing well beyond? That's what it's supposed to be when you go over the tax. And then you have the last 2 years. Specifically, 2023, you set the line at 225 and wouldn't let them add at the deadline. This year, you had parameters, despite saying there would be no parameters earlier in the offseason, that changed that. And they're going to act like they didn't, wait to release all this outlook on the 2024 season until after the season ticket renewal date. That gets all lost in all this. That's something they actually fucking did this offseason, where they waited to spill all this shit until winter weekend to admit all these things. They left everyone out there because they were hoping to sell as many tickets as possible.
One of the biggest things I hate about all of this is the consistent, anytime we get these quotes from John Henry, they're always from like the Financial Times or, if a reporter finally gets him to agree to like answer his email Q&A. It's always talk downy. It's always talking down to the people that are providing you the money that makes it, possible for you to even have this team in the first place. Having that 1 in 20 or the odds are 1 in 30, fans expect championships every year. It's like, no, we just expect a chance at a championship. Last year's World Series is a great example of teams that had fan bases like, oh, we have a chance this year. And they both made the World Series because they had enough players on their teams that could provide them enough wins and enough of a run to get into the World Series. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can pick through. Tyler, I'm sure you had this one written down too, but this is the most accurate thing he's said in any of these Q&As the entire time. I don't think people in my position can win publicly. Your words are often used against you, so the less I say, I generally think the better. It's true. At this point, he's got to just stop doing these because anything he says, he thinks it's going to be used against you because you keep saying stupid shit. Like, it's not like these things just get used against you because, literally, we're going to hate you regardless. You make it worse every single time. And I gotta hat tip Catillo here because his ongoing bit of calling out how long it's been since Henry's talked to the Red Sox media publicly. It's hilarious. He had in his article, he goes, Henry, who has not spoken about the Red Sox in a formal media availability since February 2020. He has that line in every single article when John Henry does one of these availabilities, only in like a email setting. And I think that's hilarious every time. There's that Denzel gif where it's just like shutting the door. That's what I feel like every single time John Henry does. It's like, shut up, dude. We don't want to hear it. And I think it just added on seeing him at the Bananas, eating a sandwich by himself while they were going at it. The whole thing sucked.
I do want to add, if you read the article too, there's a couple nuggets in there that do make your stomach turn, because it's framing about how excited he is about the PGA. And they talk about when he was at the MLB owners meetings last summer, he spent those meetings trying to sell guys on the PGA. Like, that was like what he was like, when you should be worrying about baseball, if you're just an owner in general, in terms of taking care of the game and getting where it needs to go. Instead, everyone was like, oh no, he's into the PGA. People are like, this guy doesn't even play fucking golf. Like, why is he into this? Because he just views it as his next quest. And it ends with him. That's it. And it ends with him at spring training. And, he's sitting there. They're getting ready to do the big opening meeting for the season, whatever, where Cora speaks to the team. John Henry's kind of doing whatever. The reporter asked him about the PGA. His eyes light up. He gets all excited. Whatever. He goes back. He goes, sorry, I have to go handle work. Still, even after that meeting, they leave it all for another PGA meeting right afterwards, a lunch they're all having with Warner, where they're all excited to do that.
Jerry, I got a question for you real quick. And Mick, I don't know if you got any Henry thoughts. I don't want to cut you off here, but I got to run to the game. But can I still do the weather out of order?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Weather look ahead is brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears.
Chew them with your mouth.
Oh
no, you fucking chew them with your mouth. You chew them with your mouth, Tyler. You chew them with your mouth. You chew them. For God's sake, you chew them. You always chew them. And when you chew them with your fucking mouth. All right? You got it? All right, Tyler. Now, what do you do with them?
You chew them with your mouth.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That was close.
That was real close.
That was close.
That was real close.
Oh, maybe I never like adding response, but maybe we just like edit this to make it seem like I just did it in order. Red Sox get an undeserved day off on Monday before a 3-game series with the best team in baseball, Philadelphia Phillies. Tuesday, 7:10 p.m. Eastern, first pitch. It's Pride Night at Fenway Park. Woo! How about that? Big night for the 162 Gays at Fenway Park on Tuesday, 70 degrees, partly cloudy, 8-mile-an-hour winds from the south, 6% chance of rain at first pitch. Wednesday, game 2. All these games are 7:10 p.m. starts, 73 degrees. Mostly, I know, close. Mostly sunny, 7-mile-an-hour winds from the south, 7% chance of rain. Thursday, series finale. Like I mentioned, it's also 7:10 p.m., 80 degrees. One can only hope it gets down to 76 degrees by the end of the game. Mm-hmm. Partly cloudy, 13-mile-an-hour winds from the south, a 0% chance of rain. And that will do it.
Please, God, give me 76.
It might be, end of the game in the finale. It might be 76.
Oh, please. If you see 76, please screenshot, send it to me. As always, it's just the best degree that it can be.
Of course.
That
will do it for the weather look ahead, which is brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears. Chew them with your mouth.
Chew them with your fucking mouth. And go Celtics. Steve, do you have a prediction?
Oh my God, that was the quickest dip I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, Cam.
Fucking, that's a suspension.
That is a suspension. For him to not know, like, we need a prediction before he leaves that's pretty fucked up.
There's a tracker and everything. Am I the only one who hit this series, right?
Yes.
What did I say? There is a tracker. What did I say?
We took 3. I think we all
You
did.
took 3, yeah. No, I think Steve swept. Jake obviously swept.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're the 500 Sox.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're off Monday. So this is a 3-game series between the Boston Red Sox and the Philadelphia Phillies. If you want to go to these games for any reason,
the Schwarber's homecoming?
Have they been here before that?
I
They
feel
had
like
to have been.
they have
They
been.
definitely were. They here last year?
They may have been. I can't remember.
Wasn't last year the first year if we play every fucking team?
Sure, but we might have played them. We played them in Philly when that guy fell.
Oh yeah. That was when Sale came back. Yeah.
But did they come to Boston? They must have.
I don't remember that. I just remember the series in Philly when Sale threw 100
Right.
to Harper.
No, that's 2021.
So no, this is Schwarber's first time back. We're gonna get a video package, dude.
Yeah, so they didn't come back to Fenway at all last year. It was just that Philly
Wow.
series.
Video
a call.
package time. Fuck
Better
yeah, all
ovation than Sale.
Probably, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
Probably,
honestly,
yeah.
That's crazy, but yeah. Like
When they hit the
Probably,
fist pump,
yeah.
it's over, man. People are gonna go nuts.
Yeah. When they play the Grand Slam and that play at first base and what was that, game 3 of the division series or something like that?
Yeah.
Like Bryce Harper might get a louder ovation than Chris Sale got, for being honest. If you want to be there on Tuesday for
Matt
the
Strom?
homecoming, no comment. The homecoming of Kyle from Waltham. Game Time is the place to go. It's an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer that it gets the first pitch, with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. They also have Savannah Banana tickets, just saying, if that first segment hyped you up and you want to check out the Savannah Bananas, then please check out the Game Time app. They will have Savannah Banana tickets for you there as well. But if you want to check out them Sox this week, which I don't know what I have going on this weekend. I would like to at least maybe poke my head in to see the Yankees, if not just to catch up with my pal Judgy. I haven't seen him in a while. So maybe I'll poke in. I don't know. I got shit to do. I know I got shit to do on Saturday. We get the podcast on Sunday. So it would have to be Friday. I can't remember if I have something to do on Friday. Just Tyler?
Steve's definitely going to be there because Alex Verdugo is going to be there.
Yeah, he's going to give him a standing ovation on
Good point.
Friday. Yeah, he'll be there for the standing O. and
What's
then-
his ovation going to be?
Oh,
But
definitely.
he's getting booed.
He's getting a loud standing ovation.
It's going to be a lot of Yankee fans.
Yeah, it's going to be like 90% Yankee fans at the game. Yeah, so get ready for that this weekend when the Yankees come to town and it's fucking 13-2 in the 6th inning and Judge hits a ball on the fucking House of Blues. It's going to be Yankee fans are going to be going nuts. So if you're a Yankee fan listening to this and you want tickets to the series this weekend, because we know that you're going to be there, save up to 60% off buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. Save even more with exclusive in-app deals on select seats ahead of the game or the event. Save even more when you choose a section. You let Game Time choose the seats for you. They've got all-in pricing. When you toggle this feature, it shows the total up front, so you have no surprise fees at checkout. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy the tickets. And, of course, the Game Time lowest price guarantee. Game Time will credit you 100%, 110% of the difference. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry today. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10, that is SECTION10 for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, the Stop and Shop look ahead is brought to you by motherfucking Stop and Shop. Head on down to Stop and Shop right now. Use the promo code SECTION10, and that'll get you 10 cents off each tangerine when you buy at least 5 pounds of tangerines only at Stop and Shop. Coley, question for you. People on Section 10 Reddit were like, how have they not combined tangerines with submarines and done a partnership between buildsubmarines.com and the tangerine? I mean, by the way, I'm not saying, because Stop and Shop's kind of going out of business. What if, we should honestly have a conversation with the buildsubmarines.com people, which, by the way, they got another weekend of just fucking endless promotion from Section 10 and the Savannah Bananas. The Build Submarines people, they've become a part of our family at this point. So I'm very excited about that partnership, and we will be going to the NASCAR race in New Hampshire at the end of the month. Coley's TBD. He's his son is going to be born within 48 hours of the race. So we are kind of TBD on Coley, but I'll be there. Jake will be there. Tyler will be there. Steve will be there. So we're checking out the buildsubmarines.com NASCAR car, and we're going to be with the Build Submarines folks for that. I'm very fucking pumped about it. Everyone says like, you know, like you don't have to be a NASCAR fan to like enjoy a NASCAR event. I've obviously never been to one. It's just never been my thing. But being that we're the guests of buildsubmarines.com, I mean, shit, you know? So I think we got to talk to buildsubmarines.com about taking over the Stop and Shop look ahead because the promo is you're getting a discount on Reens, and who knows Reens better than buildsubmarines.com.
No, I mean, it's a fair point. It's a fair point by everybody. But tangerines, a lot of vitamin C, which is great to cure scurvy, which is a sailor's sickness. So there's a lot of crossover there.
There's a ton of crossover. But then you kind of look at the fact that you're buying tangerines at Stop and Shop. You can't buy tangerines from buildsubmarines.com. So it's like if Stop and Shop, like buildsubmarines.com is the sponsor for you to go in a Stop and Shop.
They take, like, because you're saving money. We're trying to save Stop and Shop too. You know what I mean? So they're covering that 5 cents per ring.
Stop and Shop presented by.
Yeah, I think it's also very troubling that the second that we announced that Stop and Shop gave us $2.5 billion for their ad reads, that's when they announced that they were going bankrupt. It was like the next day.
That's what it cost.
I mean, shit. Ad space is ad space, brother. You know? Tyler's personal trainer and home chef. It's not cheap.
Listen, I can't keep ordering 99. You think you get this kind of suite, this kind of background without making part of that $2.5 billion a year?
Right.
What is on your bed?
No comment.
Yeah, what is that? Where's
Which
the
portion?
Section 10 sign, by the way?
It's to the left right now.
Move your chair.
Yeah, what's behind you?
Slide out of the way.
What is all that?
It's a blanket.
Okay.
It's a Red Sox blanket?
The way it was looking, I thought it was just a very well-behaved dog that had been laying there for an hour and a half.
There's no way that covers you.
That whole thing?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like to sleep with a lot of clothes on. I'm more of a naked sleeper, so I kind of like drape myself with the cover in case someone walks in. I sweat in my sleep.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. You don't do that? You don't get very hot like when you're having night terrors or anything?
I run hot, yeah. Yeah, I was actually talking about this the other day about how I'm like nightmare proof because like I love horror movies. So when I have nightmares, I wake up and I'm like, that was sick. Like I'm just like, that would make a great movie. Like I don't wake up in a panic, like sweating, be like, oh, nightmare. Oh, I'm like, oh man, that was a good one.
See, but like your nightmares, I feel like are like a horror movie. My nightmares are like someone died or something like really sad happened. I have sad nightmares.
That happens in horror movies all the time.
Yeah, people die in horror movies every time.
You never really
almost
feel bad.
exclusively.
I don't know.
Like I'll have a dream like my dog exploded and like I had to like clean up my bedroom.
Sounds like a fantasy to me.
You're upset about the cleaning?
Listen, there was a dog that died in this very bedroom, not named Bullet.
You're upset about the mess, I'm assuming?
No, it's hard to pick up the little doggy bits and have to throw them all away in front of your family.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace, Buffy died under my bed right here.
Where did Buffy come from? This is the first time you've mentioned Buffy.
That was my dog after Bullet. That was the replacement. My parents decided to get me.
What happened to Buffy? You suffocated
She made it
Buffy?
to 7.
7's not old for a dog.
For her, it was impressive. She was a wild dog. We kind of
for you, it was impressive.
Yeah, for you.
For her.
The
first one didn't make it a year, but unfortunately, Buffy went into cardiac arrest underneath the bed. That's not funny, dude. Jake, cut that out.
It might be suspension worthy.
Jake, please cut that out.
Boom sauce.
I had to pull Buffy's struggling body from underneath with Puff. Puff was actually
Buffy
in
was
the room.
still alive. Buffy was still alive when you did this?
She was in cardiac arrest.
Why didn't you give her mouth-to-mouth? What do you...
I carried Buffy. I just
like threw out the second-story window.
No.
Finish the job.
She was like getting stiff because when you start to get closer to the other side, everything kind of.
Only you would know this.
Yeah,
I've never
it's part of it. And I threw her over
sure
my
you were
shoulder.
getting stiff.
We brought her to the vet, and they said we were at the end.
Yeah.
Is that what you call your hammer? The vet?
yeah, the vet. It's been through a lot.
It's a 3-game series against the Phillies. Cutter Crawford versus Zach Wheeler, Nick Pivetta versus Christopher Sanchez, and Tanner Houck versus Aaron Nola, which will be a great matchup on Thursday, by the way. Zach Wheeler, 7-3, a 2.23 ERA, a 0.97 WHIP, and a 10.2 strikeouts per 9. He's very good. We know this. He's been good. In 13 starts this year, he has allowed 3 earned runs or more 3 times. He has 5 starts where he has allowed 0 earned runs. So he's more likely to shut you out than you are to put 3 runs on the board. Wheeler has completed 7 innings 6 times this year and pitched into the 8th twice. He throws 3 pitches at least 10% of the time. The highest batting average he allows is 187 off of his 4-seam. The same 4-seam has an insane 28% whiff rate that he throws 42% of the time. He is in the 100th percentile of fastball run value. Phillies are only 7-6 when he pitches. That's crazy. They've won 3 out of the last 4. Yeah. Christopher Sanchez, he's 3-3 with a 2.71 ERA, a 1.34 WHIP, and an 8 strikeouts per 9. He's started 18 games for the Phillies last year and had a 3.44 ERA to a 3.99 FIP. His jump in success this year is due to his limiting of home runs. He allowed 16 home runs in 99 innings last year. So far this year, he has only allowed 1 home run in 66 innings. His 0.1 home runs per 9 leads in Major League Baseball. His last 4 starts, 24 in a third innings, 23 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 20 strikeouts, a 1.48 ERA, a 1.86 FIP, and a 5.86 opponent OPS. The Phillies are 6-6 when he pitches. None of this stuff makes sense given how good these pitchers are and how good the Phillies record is. I'm very confused right now. Aaron Nola, 8-2, a 2.77 ERA, a 0.97 WHIP, and an 8.1 strikeouts per 9. He's also very good. The Phillies are 11-2 when he pitches. The 2 losses have come in the only 2 starts all year that he allowed more than 3 earned runs. So they are 11-0 when he allows 3 earned runs or less. He has allowed 2 earned runs or less in 10 of 13 starts. It's the lowest strikeouts per 9 for him since his rookie year. He's been a bit home run prone this year, allowing 11. They come in bunches too, with 4 games allowing 2 or more. In 3 of the games in which he allowed 2 home runs, the opponents scored 2 runs total, as they were all solo shots. His famous knuckle curve is deadly, 179 batting average, a 293 slugging percentage. So that is Cutter Crawford versus Zach Wheeler. That is Nick Pivetta versus Christopher Sanchez. And that is Tanner Houck versus Aaron Nola. I got the Phillies in a sweep. Jake?
It's obviously a reverse sweep from my end. You can't split with the worst team of all time and expect anything else. So got the Phillies in all 3.
There you go. T-Dog?
Yeah, I'm not going to go sweep. I'll go 1 out of 3. I have a little hope that, Zach Wheeler versus Cutter Crawford, like Zach Wheeler continues to be absolutely ridiculous and one of the best free agent contracts of all time. But Cutter Crawford finally getting an extra day of rest here or 2 should hopefully get his velocity back to where it needs to be. I'm expecting us to see a better version of him than what we've seen. That middle game, Pivetta versus Sanchez. Sanchez has been ridiculous this year. Tanner Houck versus Aaron Nola, the FIP, you look at it being in 3.8. I feel like if there's a game they're going to take, it will be that final one. Another guy actually getting a bit of a breather after how hard he's worked. I can't look in the other direction. Phillies took a really tough loss today against the Mets. They blew it in the 9th. I feel like they're going to actually come out hungry even after being out in London. And London to the East Coast isn't that bad of a flight, right?
It's like 6-7 hours, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to, freak out too much. I think the Phillies are going to show up and we're going to get a multi-homer Kyle Schwarber game.
What did we do because we went to Toronto from England, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. Why these guys aren't getting a home series after playing in London is beyond me.
Crazy.
I got a split. It was a classic split.
Okay.
Any explanation, Foley, or just split?
They'll find a way. They're gonna go. I'll tell you exactly how it's gonna happen. They're gonna go 1-1, and a game's gonna get rained out halfway through. They're gonna play 4 innings. Won't be an official game.
And you should have Raffy coming back, hopefully, with this whole knee situation. I know we didn't really talk about that as well. If you get him and Tyler O'Neill back, the reason they didn't put him on the IL is they think they'll be ready by Tuesday.
That's part of the doom and gloom. Rafi gets hurt. Perales gets hurt. It's like every fucking level something happens.
The Perales
Rod
stuff,
got hurt, but it was just like a shin.
What the fuck?
I was thrilled to read it was shin. I was like, that can't be anything bad.
Yeah, the Perales one, I had that for the end. That's fucking heartbreaking considering it was the best news, I think, anything Red Sox related we got. I did want to give you flowers, Coley, on the Matthew Lugo stuff. I did not think he was going to get all the way up to 13 on Sox prospects. That had me floored. I would have guessed like 20, like in that ballpark. 13, I was like, holy fuck.
I know.
So now we can talk about him. Now he's on the radar.
Jared, you can't. You said you had to be top 12, but you know who is in the top 12 now? Christian Campbell, who is absolutely lighting up Double-A since being promoted and looking like the real deal. And I'll add in Nick
top
York.
15. Top 15. Grand Slam called up to the Woo Sox. Yep.
Yep.
No,
Homered the day before.
15. Yep.
Top 15. So that means we can do a little Edison Paulino talk and Alan Castro. Chase my drop.
Maybe next week.
Okay. Nazan Zanatello homered as well. And Yoelen Cespedes.
So the next guy. I froze.
He's coached.
Me?
Oh.
I didn't freeze.
Oh, you just stopped.
I just stopped talking. I said I was like, I'm gonna add something to the soundboard for Eddie's goat milk down the farm segment.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my next guy now. It's not a top 15 guy, but this is the next guy I think can be Christian Campbell-esque next year. And he had a little hot streak the past couple of weeks, but I remember him coming out of Polk State. People are like, he shouldn't have gone to Polk State. He should have went somewhere else. Nelly Taylor, perfect baseball name. Like, that's just the kind of name we're looking for. And like an 1890s baseball name. Those guys will always translate.
He had like some crazy story. I remember he had like a tumor or something they had to remove like from one of his organs or something like that. But you're talking all the tools in the world. He has them and the lefty swing. I'm not going to hate on it.
At 38 right now. So it's not as good of a call as the other ones have been, but I believe.
I could buy in on that. I need some Yordani Monegro hype. I need him to get that momentum going after missing some time to start the year.
I'm furious at him. He came back, he got a strikeout, didn't celebrate at all.
The other little prospect thing I kind of want to throw out there as well, Matthew Lugo did get smashed on like the forearm right after going deep for the second game in a row, so hopefully that doesn't turn into be anything serious either. And Roman Anthony went deep and is getting getting real hot.
He did.
Came off that rib injury. He's now hit 2 homers in about a week, so I think like...
Yeah, what? He had like a 13 pitch at bat, and then he ended it with a double that was nearly out.
Just missed it. And you look at Meyer and Teal right now. Meyer's walking fucking a ton. That's the last thing besides hitting lefties he really needed. So the more you see him rack that up, he's going to get closer to that promotion to Worcester.
All of the big three right now have OPS is above 800.
And Roman's fucking 20 years old. Still younger than all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll stay consistent.
Yeah, I feel like that he probably won't pass them.
It's going to be the Tatum thing. We're always going to talk about how young he is.
Yeah.
He's only 19.
I mean, Miguel Blaze, every time I look at he's still only 20. Because he had so much hype like 3 years ago, he's still sitting here at 20 years old in that 5 spot. Like, I'm still very high on him.
I know the surface numbers aren't bad. They're pretty solid, but you look deeper, dude, fine. They're very good. He's a lot better than that slash line has been.
And I saw Chris from Sox Prospects. He was talking about him versus Cespedes when they were in the FCL, how they compared. And he was like, at the same age, I think Blaze was better. So one guy's opinion. Obviously, he's one of the 2 guys at Sox Prospect. You know what I mean? His opinion should rate highly with everyone. Him saying Blaze higher than Cespedes, and that's not a knock on Cespedes. Just don't forget about Miguel Blaze.
For people who say we only talk about the positive as well, Wilkerman Gonzalez dropping down to 15, talking about a guy's stock kind of really falling through. And last year he got off to a super, super slow start and turned it around in May. That hasn't been the case in its June. The ERA is 7. I hope the Red Sox kind of make the change rather quickly and say, let's turn him into this multi-inning beast, because I still think he could be that. The dude misses bats like nobody.
People said we only talk about positive?
That's one of the things I always hear with like Red Sox fans. It's like, oh, you guys only talk about when prospects are doing good, but if a guy's doing bad, no one talks about
prospects. I was like, we just
I think that's a stupid point, though. Why go out of your way to shit on guys like trying to do one of the toughest things to do in all of sports? It's so fucking impossible to grind through the minors. Like, you should only be celebrating prospects. I have no patience for shitting on prospects. None.
Stupid. It's lazy. And it's just people who want to say, oh, prospects, look at them, they're boomer bust, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Well, congratulations. Look at what your last championship was and how much prospects meant to that.
Right. Like, it's...
Especially with the way they act now. These prospects mean more than anything or more than ever to all of us. You need to bank on these guys.
Jake's takes.
Just thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you on Friday after a classic 3-game split with the Phillies.
Yeah. I can't wait. It's gonna be a fun series. I feel compelled to go. I don't know how or what day I'm gonna be able to make it. Maybe Thursday, because Wednesday I got to go to Sports Hub. Tuesday, oh, that was the other thing. Here's a teaser. Tuesday I have a meeting that has something to do with a very big project that Section 10 could be involved in. And it's a pretty big deal. I can't go into specifics just yet. When I get the thumbs up, I'm going to be very excited to share this news with you all because, again, very big deal. And I'm very excited about it. And Section 10 will be involved in it. But that's why I don't think I'll be able to go Tuesday because I have a meeting about that Tuesday, Sports Hub on Wednesday, and then hopefully Thursday I can go because I've never met Bryce Harper in person before.
That's crazy.
Oh shit. All right, so maybe I can go on Wednesday because now I have Sports Hub. I have Sports Hub on Thursday this week. Okay. Because of the Celtics. So maybe Wednesday.
This is our new segment. This is our new segment presented by Big Calendar. It's Jerry's weekly schedule.
Well, I want to go. I'm just saying I've never met Bryce Harper in person before. So I want to get there and I want to see
aura.
Yeah, we're both like jacked, awesome hair, awesome beard.
What if he hates you?
He doesn't. We've spoken many times.
Yeah, but you've never met in person. You could ruin it.
Yeah, I mean, I could make him feel insecure. He's complimented my arms before. So
sure.
He may see me in person and be like, oh man, sizing this dude up. There's no way. I can't live up to this.
He's much taller than you.
Wow.
Let's see. Hold on.
No, he is.
Height.
He definitely is.
6'3". Yeah. He's
Tough
definitely
little guy.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Do you want me to come just so he can be put in his place a little between your arms and my height? He'll definitely feel like an asshole.
Yeah. If you wanna, yeah. I mean, when you Google Bryce Harper height, Wednesday?
Is that when the C's play, Jake?
No, Thursday.
Yep.
No, wait. Yeah. That's why I have to do sport. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Certainly won't be there.
Yeah. No. When you Google Bryce Harper height, the first thing that comes up is Bryce Harper really 6'3". So, I don't know.
Yeah, people think he's so tall. They can't believe he's only 6'3". Got a larger than life personality, that kid. That's my neck. Him and Nelly Taylor, I think, really got something going.
I want to get Jamie Westbrook on the podcast soon, too.
Need it.
Yeah.
I felt like when Cora got ejected, it was because he's such a Jamie Westbrook guy. He's the guy at the plate, right?
Who wouldn't be?
He got fucked again today.
He did. Bad.
Yep. Real bad.
Oh! Oh my God, we fucked up. All of us. This is everyone hands up right now.
Yeah,
Jamie Westbrook, first career home run, pinch hit. Oh. Yikes. This is an all-time bad look. Fuck. Jake, put this somewhere where it sounds normal.
He was, I think we didn't talk about it because it was so expected. We knew he was going to. If we made a big deal about it, we would think it was because it would be the last one. We know it's the first of many.
Yeah.
There's no reason to to pretend.
Here's my take on it. You're supposed to be the notes guy now, Tyler. So.
Wait, don't do that to me. Don't do that. We're not
Tyler,
going through the games.
Tyler.
You want my notes? It's in the notes.
Tyler, I stopped taking notes.
That's
You're the
worse,
notes
then.
guy, and you didn't email us the notes, did you?
This is like the first time I've never actually sent them out. I'm
No,
sorry.
you didn't send them last show either.
I'm sorry. Here, I'll send them right
I
now.
like looking at the notes.
I'm
No,
sending
I don't need them now.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're out of here, dude.
Yeah, don't.
That's all on you.
Yeah,
you
it's
tried to
on you, dude.
sabotage us not talking about Jamie Westbrook because you want him back in Worcester, eh? Son?
Right. I wanted to talk about it, but you didn't send the notes. So my final thought today is shout out to Jamie Westbrook for his first big league home run. It was the best moment of the whole series. I love the man. I'm happy for him. And it was an unforgettable moment for me. Coley?
Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of expected every time he digs into the box.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I did see Romy was going to be starting a rehab assignment on Tuesday,
Don't care.
but I hope
Stop.
Jamie is here to stay because I've enjoyed his presence. Hey, I told him he had 10 days. I told him he had 10 days, and he's doing everything he possibly could.
Yeah. By the way, my final thought, Jamie knows that you said that shit. So I didn't even tell him. All Jamie Westbrook was like, oh yeah, fucking got to get it going, huh?
I didn't say he couldn't. I just said he was going to need to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Big Bob guy, big Jamie Westbrook guy, Tyler Milligan.
yeah. I'm a big go fuck yourself guy. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for making Tyler's first time at Fenway Park experience amazing.
Thank you, guys.
And section10merch.com. We'll be adding more merch very soon. If you didn't get yours yet, check them out. And then we will keep you posted on the new merch. Also, the Marcelo Meyer interview dropped on the YouTube channel on Saturday. Be sure to go to our YouTube channel, subscribe. The Marcelo Meyer interview's there. Roman Anthony's there. Nick York is there. And Blaze Jordan is there as well. So check that out. And we have the Sea Dogs vlog is also dropping very soon, as well as the Savannah Bananas vlog. So be sure to subscribe on YouTube. Thank you guys again. We love you. Goodbye.
Buenas noches, amigos.